Whispers crawling, creeping on my skin. Painted faces, the last are cracked. The carousel spins, ain't no turning back. What's real? What's fake? Can you even tell? Step right up to the gates of hell. Round and round the madness flows. Where it stops, nobody knows. Carnival of chaos, welcome in. The freaks, the clowns, let the show begin. Mirrors shatter, reflections fight. Cotton candy clouds in a blood-red night. The tightrope snaps, the crowd just stares. A dance of danger, no one cares. Laughter echoes like a broken bell. A twisted tune, a wicked spell. Your heart beats ticking, time runs thin. In the carnival, no one wins. Round and round the madness flows. Where it stops, nobody knows. Carnival of chaos, welcome in. The freaks, the clowns, let the show begin. To the gates of hell. Round and round the madness flows. Where it stops, nobody knows. Carnival of chaos, welcome in. The freaks, the clowns, let the show begin. Mirrors shatter, reflections fight. Cotton candy clouds in a blood-red night. The tightrope snaps, the crowd just stares. A dance of danger, no one cares. Laughter echoes like a broken bell. A twisted tune, a wicked spell. Your heart beats ticking, time runs thin. In the carnival, no one wins. Round and round the madness flows. Where it stops, nobody knows. Carnival of chaos, welcome in. The freaks, the clowns, let the show begin.
Hey, brother.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I can't complain. Good to be here. Thanks for having me tonight. I appreciate it.
Hey, you're welcome, man. Let's say hello to the chat tonight.
Right.
Hey, Seahawks fan, how are you?
Let's see who else we got in here. Proberger and Proud, Miss Tandy, the Seahawks fan, Michelle Caldwell. Gully's in the house. Kilo 58. Jane Kendall, welcome back. Good to see you. Donna Salamander, hello and welcome. It's weird reading it from my side of things on being on somebody else's panel. Mikey's in the house for the last 24. Good to see you here. Good to have you. Thank you for joining us. Brady B is in the house. Good to see you, Brandy. Let's see. Diane Draper, that is Johnny Gobble's dead floozy mama. Good to see you in the house tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Bianca, good you joined us tonight.
Miss Bianca, the beautiful Miss Bianca's in the house, guys. Good to see you, Bianca. I think
that's it.
I think that's it so far. Okay.
Hey.
Well, guys, please make sure to hit that like button here for Robert and for myself, of course, and share this out. Let everybody know what's going on, please, and thank you.
What we were talking about, backstage about the say the houses there on the corner of King Road are going to be turned into a Hindu temple.
Yeah. So for those of you that didn't know, this is kind of interesting. So the property, the 1122 property, we all know was handed off to the college as a gift, which is insane as it is. But you know how everything's so crooked so far. But they're giving it as a gift, you guys. They gave it as a gift to the college and turned the property when when the house was on the property and standing, and there's people living in the house, it was worth what, Robert? Like $495,000, right?
Yeah, $5,000 shy of $500,000.
Okay, so it's a $500,000 property, folks, which we all knew. We talked about this for those of you that have been around me from the start with this case. We looked into it and we knew, like Molly, Mama Bear, myself, the last 24, we used to spend hours looking into all this stuff, the background statistics of the information on the house and the property and all that. It was a very well, how can I say this? A very wanted property, very, very expensive, okay, per se. So when it was handed over to the college as a gift, I was kind of impressed with that because it was somebody's loss at trying to make some money. So whatever. And then Robert took the liberties of looking into all this stuff in the background with that Fizzy and was looking up all the landowners around the area, which we had done that 3 years ago as well. Like I said, Mike and Mama Bear, Molly, myself, just digging. Who owns what? Who owns what? Who owns where? And what are they going to do? What did they do? So on and so forth. So when Robert brought this to me, I was like, Jesus Christ, a Hindu temple. But it initially, from what Robert explained to me and the way I understand this now, I was under the understanding they were going to put this temple on the way it looks now on the 1122 property. Now, if you guys remember, I had gotten, somebody sent me an email, Jesus, almost 3 years ago at this point now, and said, Dago, I'm pretty sure this is what's going to happen. And maybe this had something to do with it, maybe not, which I don't believe that these people were murdered because, I'm sorry, unalived. I'm not on my channel. I forgot, but unalived because of a property. But what I expected to happen, what I think I explained to you guys years ago, was what I thought was going to happen is they were going to buy up everything on that corner, including the 1122 property, rip everything out of there and put in student housing because that's what was told to me. So, okay, I could see that. That's definitely a moneymaker because you can imagine if you put in a small apartment complex there, like the Queen Apartments or something, that's going to have a great revenue, bring in a lot of money. So that's what I expected to happen. But in turn, Robert, what actually happened with the 1122 property? Was it they were trying to sell it off, right?
Yeah, they were trying to sell it off. Who is Eagle Investment Group was wanting to buy it as part of the Hindu temple. Well, the college was wanting way more money than what the property was actually worth. So Eagle Investment Group went ahead and backed out of the deal. So the college now is going to turn the old property into a Zen garden.
Which is what they claimed when they first got it. That's what they were going to do when it was gifted to them, was that they were going to turn it into a Zen garden, a healing garden, something like that. They said a healing garden, I believe, back then. And because they were probably, the college who was gifted this property was trying to sell it to, I believe at some point I was told, Robert, that there were multiple investment groups trying to look at this, but Eagle Investments is probably one of the biggest in this area. They own a lot of stuff. So it was kind of crazy to me. So anyway, at that point, Robert, you looked into more of this, and he tells me now, folks, and as I thought before, 1118 and 1112, which we all know 1112 is where all the video came from with the light bulb cam, and 1118 is the one that's right next to it. And I think 1118 was the house that with the girl that had the underwear problem and all that stuff before the murders had happened. I'm pretty sure that's the address. So anyway, those houses have been bought. Those are being taken out, and that's where the Hindu temple is going. Is that correct, Robert?
Yes, that's correct. And I will show you real quick on Land Glide.
Yeah, this website that he uses is called Land Glide, right, which I never heard of it before. He introduced me to it. It's pretty wild.
Okay,
what it shows.
Yeah, here's the Eagle. Here's the 1122, which it says Board of Regents of the University. Right next door, here's Eagle Investment Group owns that, and it owns that. And if you see right there, it says Hindu Temple 1112 and 1118. And if you go over here to Google Maps, right there.
So these two houses here, those are going to be torn out. What about this one here? I wonder.
What, this one back here?
Yeah, I wonder what that is.
That's on.
Is that
No,
Thomas Moy?
no. I'll go back to Land Glide to show you where the Moy's house is.
Okay.
That's the Moy's house right there.
So then that's the house. That's Matt Moy lives in that house, but his father owns it, obviously. Okay.
Yes.
So they're not gonna sell that one off, obviously. That's pretty wild. Unless they do, unless they get offered enough, because I can't imagine that little plot right there is gonna be big enough for any kind of a temple when you have that property there, which is gonna be a healing garden still. And then you have the Moy household right back there. Where the hell is anybody gonna park, Robert?
Yeah, I know. And yeah, here's the band field right here. Yeah, I went back and there's the band field. Now, if you watch this right here real quick,
Is that beer in your hand?
Saeed.
Yeah, I'm 21.
You got the ID on you?
I don't.
Okay.
I'll take it back to my apartment if you need.
Okay.
Sorry.
Huh? No, they just took off. I told them to stop, but I'm not going to push it. Yeah, you got your ID on you?
I don't.
Okay. I'm going to grab your info just because you got beer and you're walking around with it.
Exactly, Mike.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I live like right there. I'll take it back.
Now, see where he points that way
Yeah.
is
See,
right there.
yeah. It's the whites or the Queen Road, yeah.
Yeah,
Or maybe it was the white.
Yeah, if you look at it using Land Glide, what's that say right there?
That's his father, Saeed Amtul S. His daddy owns that whole place. That's why he lives there. See, somebody told me that they thought that night that Saeed was coming from Moy's party, which was behind the 1122 house. So I'm kind of interested to know.
Yeah.
Actually, Jeff is right. With that, parking would be impossible there for a temple. I can't imagine how. Like, where the hell would they all park on the road? It's very weird to me. I mean, very weird. That's a very weird thing to put in the middle of a college. It's not actually on campus, but it's on campus, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. They keep saying the off-campus home. That's all we've heard for 3 years, the off-campus home.
Because it's not actually on campus, but that's considered Greek Row, isn't it, Robert?
Yes. I'll take you back to Google Maps. And I'll show you where Greek Row is. Hold on.
All right.
Greek Row
Crazy
is right here.
So it's right there. And you're going to throw a temple right out in the middle of all this? Bro, that's just weird. I'm sorry, something's wrong. It's weird. It's off.
Yeah.
As anything in this case, but I'm not saying that there's any kind of something in the background going on or something weird. Don't call that out, folks. That's not what I'm saying, but it's just weird. It doesn't fit with this.
Yes, I know. It doesn't fit at all. Why are they doing it?
That's a great question, sir. I mean, there's got to be a gain. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's got to be some form of a gain here. Now, if Scott Green wasn't so greedy, they probably would have sold the 1122 and they would have used that entire property, which could have helped with the parking possibly, but not really.
Yeah.
No. SRB. Robert, go back to that map real quick, sir, please.
Okay.
Just real quick. I'm sorry. The other one. Oh no, that's actually good. Okay. SRB. Okay. These two houses that are sitting right next to these two houses are gone. They're going to be taken out and they're putting the temple right there next to the 1122 property, which is still odd to me because now you have a residential home right here, the Moy house. It's going to be in the backyard of a temple. I mean,
the Moy house is right there.
That's just odd. It's very, very weird.
Yeah, I mean, what's even weirder, I mean, you're going to have a Hindu temple right here, but over here, you're going to have the Zen garden. So, so that's even weirder because you're going to have a temple here and then the Zen garden here.
I mean, I guess it kind of matches up. Being it's a healing garden is what they refer to it with the college. I think that's what Green called it at one point. But the point is that they had it up for sale. They were gonna sell it, folks, but they just didn't get enough for it. So he was gifted this property, a $500,000 property. He was gifted. They tore the house down, and then he turned around and he tried to sell it to Eagle Investments. Yeah, that's kind of shady in my opinion. I mean, don't you think somebody that the people that gifted this to them would look at this? They gifted it to him because he mentioned he would put a healing garden there, but in turn, the man puts it on the market to try to sell it. I mean, I'm just confused, is all I'm saying. A Hindu temple, Swampside. Hindu temple. And if you give me one quick second here, let me show you guys something real fast. Bear with me, Robert.
Okay.
Hold on here. I mean, and what I'm about to show you is definitely not what's going to be there. Okay. But I'm just going to give you kind of an outlook on this is the largest Hindu temple in the world that I'm about to put up here. But just saying, this is kind of the ideal as to what they're going to be putting in some aspect per se. Robert, throw that up on screen real quick. It's backstage, bro.
Okay. Well, I see it right there.
Do you see it?
Yeah, I was not letting me. It said before presenting. Okay, yeah, I got to remove this real quick.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so that's the largest Hindu temple in the world. Obviously, they're not putting that on the 11 in that corner there, but it's going to be something along the lines of something styled like this per se, I'm guessing. And there'll be whatever the Hindu religion will be able to go there to worship. I think it's weird. And I have nothing against it.
You ain't the only one that thinks it's weird.
I don't have anything against this, guys. I'm not degrading by any means, but it's just in the middle of Greek Row, in the middle of the University of Idaho's off-campus housing area. They're dropping a temple. So I don't. That's what I'm saying, Rach. You don't like. I didn't know there would be a big Hindu community around like that, big enough to build their own temple. I mean, this is gorgeous, by the way. Yes, it's absolutely beautiful. But that would take up probably the entire that whole
Corner.
that whole area, that entire area to put something in like that. But I just wanted to show you guys what like the type of what it would kind of resemble per se. That's obviously nowhere near that big. Let me see if there's a smaller version of something. Here you go. Here you go. This is in New Jersey. 1 second here. This will probably be more along the lines of what they're going to be putting in. They put this in 1 minute if I can find it. Where'd it go? All right, this is a video. There you go, Robert. 1 minute. Again, I don't know that it'll be this big either because it's such a small piece of property. Now this is going to have audio too, so here we go. 1 minute. This is in New Jersey. They put this in, so hang on.
Looks like an ice palace inside.
Photos of what is said to be the largest Hindu temple outside of India.
This stunning house of worship in Robbinsville, New Jersey, officially opened its doors to visitors today.
All right, Fox 5 Sharon Crowley takes us inside for a tour.
One of the largest Hindu temples outside of India just opened to the public in central New Jersey.
The stones here sing, and everyone hears a different song.
Oh, I think it's awesome. Magnificent.
Wow.
The statues, it looks like an ice palace inside. Gorgeous all over. The grounds are gorgeous. Everything is fantastic.
It's beautiful. Yeah, we've been to many of the mandirs, but I think this is on a really grand scale, and you're able to see a lot of like 3D effects, as you said, and you were able to read the little stories.
Hindu followers welcome people of all faiths to visit and experience this spiritual place.
Hindus believe in a circular notion of time. It's not very linear. There isn't a final day or a judgment day. And what they believe is that you do well, you serve and love the divine through his or her creation. And if you do that right, you get a little bit closer to the divine.
The Great Mandir is a massive marble stone structure sitting on 126 acres in Robbinsville, Mercer County. It took 12 years to build, thanks to the help of 12,000 volunteers like Pooja Patel.
A lot of people are leaving so speechless after their experience. A lot of them haven't visited India before, but they feel like they're in India after coming here to the BAPS Swamina and Akshardham.
Selfless service and devotion are core beliefs of followers of the Hindu faith. Volunteer Verinda Tucker remembers when this was just an empty lot.
What I thought it meant to me back then, it's just infinitely more now. Like now I can bring my daughter here and I can teach her about her culture. This isn't something that I had when I was growing up. It was difficult for my parents, and I love that I'm able to do that for my daughter.
The temple is made of hand-carved stones, shipped 8,000 miles from India to New Jersey.
The location of this temple was given a lot of consideration. It's about halfway between Northern Virginia and Massachusetts, where about 35% of the Hindu American population lives.
During a dedication ceremony, dignitaries from around the world arrived at the ashram campus, honoring the Hindu religion and paying tribute to Indian culture.
Please offer Akshardham to the world.
The majestic temple was built by the Worldwide Religious and Civic Organization, BAPS. Yogi Trivedi is the spokesperson for BAPS.
Never before in the building of these Hindu houses of worship have you been able to place the pillars in a way where there's enough space for people to admire the architecture and at once admire the deity, the sacred images, which are the heart of a Hindu house of worship.
Sharon.
Okay, my question to everybody: how do you put a small scale version of something like this anywhere? I mean, everyone I've looked at is massive, okay? And you're gonna put this on this little corner lot. And like Jeff said, where the hell are you gonna park? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
This is so weird. This is so weird, dude. This is weird.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is a cash cow for the university.
I mean, yeah, but how? How is it gonna? God, I don't understand. Everything that surrounds this case is absolutely, positively insane. Here's one more thing. I don't even think there is a. I'm looking around, you guys, all over the place, trying to find a small, like, version of this. It's not working. I mean, unless it's gonna be like built as a tiny little, like, miniature version of something like this.
Yeah, Swampside Chick says it will say "Go Vandals."
That's what I mean. I mean, Jesus God, this is insane. What are you talking about here, Kim? And did Doug Wilson recruit the cult that took over the town? Oh, there's another question. Thank you for bringing up Mr. Wilson, Kim.
Lucy says, "Leave Doug alone."
Lucy loves her some Doug, that's for sure. So, how's Doug going to react to this, you guys? That's my next question.
Yeah, that is a good question. How is he going to react to this? Because this Christ Church there in Moscow is like a little mini cult.
It sure as hell is. So, again, okay, so this might be, let's see. This is the smallest thing I could find, you guys. This is absolutely insanely stupid, ridiculous. if this is what they're talking about, I don't understand what the hell they're doing. This is the smallest thing I could find. Hold on a minute here. Okay. if this is it, like what are we doing here? This
Now,
is the
where I live out here in Wichita, we do have Hindu temples about that size.
About this size?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a walk-in worship situation where you can they'll probably have things on the inside small like this, small scale that they could go in and view and do a small worship session and leave. But I mean, that would be the only thing that would make any sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, because the Hindu temples we have here that's about that size, they have walls around them and they have gates on each side. Like you have a gate on the east side and a gate on the west side.
Right. That's what that looks like, Mikey, is like a giant porta potty. It's kind of sad, but Jesus Christ. Guys, I don't even know. Like SRB said, I'm at a loss. I almost was speechless at this when he brought this to me, and I went, what are you doing? It's still, yeah, it's a strange place to put it, you guys.
Yeah.
Here's my biggest question, Robert.
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat, what the hell can the university gain from this? Because we know that they don't do anything that there's no gain from. Okay.
That's a very good question.
Truly.
The only thing I can think that they can gain from it is if they're
Did you pull that up? You already pulled that up. Yeah, you did. Okay, go ahead. Keep going, bud. Sorry to interrupt you.
If they have like an enrollment of like Hindu or Muslim students.
I wonder if that's something that happened, if they had a huge enrollment, like a huge overrun maybe of Hindu students or something. Would that make sense? I mean, what's the reason for this?
Molly Drake's telling you to check Discord.
Oh, thank you, Molly. There's one in Boise. Okay. There's one in Boise, guys. Boise. Don't let Tomboy hear me say what I just said. 1 minute here. Here you go, Robert. Okay, that still looks too big for that corner. Look at that. Now there's another one I have out of California that's a little smaller, because that tiny little shack thing does not look like it would make any sense. Now here, let's see this other one here in California. This looks a little more realistic, but is it though? That's my question. Hold on a minute here. My thing is not working right. Give me a second. Hang on. Let's see if this will pop up now. Is it going to load or not? Hold on, Robert. It's not loading right. 1 second. Give me a minute here. I don't know what's going on with this stuff.
Swamp Side Chick said tunnels under the temple, maybe.
Well, I mean, I don't know. 1 minute. I got things moving all over the place over here. Hold on. Yeah, this is probably the more realistic of everything we've looked at. Go ahead and throw that up, bud. And still, that seems kind of large for that corner still.
Yeah. Let's compare this to this right over here.
Yeah. Look. I mean, no. I mean, maybe a half of what we just looked at. It can't be very big, and you're going to have room for people to be inside of it. And like Jeff said, again, parking, I don't get it.
Well, couldn't they park like alongside Queen Road and King Road like they had been doing?
Yeah, but that's going to be, can you imagine if like they have an influx of people that show up to this? Like you're not going to be able to move there. The parking, the whole road's going to be covered.
Yeah, and it might piss off the sororities too. And the fraternities.
And the fraternities. I mean, Sigma Chi's right there on the other side of the band field. How's this going to go? That's my question. How is this going to go? Welcome, Paula.
Yeah, because if you look at it, you have You have over here. You have Alpha Gamma Rho, Beta Phi. You have Sigma Chi. You have Alpha Gamma Delta, Alpha Kappa Lambda, and then over here, the farmhouse fraternity, which you and I were talking about backstage.
Yep. This is weird, folks. I'm just going to tell you straight out of the gate, this is some strange shit. And what I want to understand is the gain for the university, because everybody knows Scott's not going to do nothing without some kind of gain for them. Okay. And that's what I'm talking about. Kind of gain for them. I don't get it. Sorry. I don't get it.
Skomachai says, I wonder if the property desks went down in the surrounding houses. I'm wondering if anyone looked into that.
If the property value dropped?
Yeah.
That is a good question, Scully. I mean, think about it. It could have. But you're going to you're going to put a worshiping temple for a religious sect right here on a corner. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have that surrounded by all these party houses that are still partying. Okay. You have the Moy house, they party there. All these other houses that are around this. The Queen apartments are right there. And you have the Whites over here in the front to the right. And they're going to continue living their lives as college students. And you have a religious based situation right on the corner. Does anybody feel uncomfortable with this?
I feel uncomfortable all the way around. Yeah, this stupid ass shit.
It's definitely it's definitely weird. And I got to tell you, I'm a little irritated with the fact that this was gifted to the college. And the college is the college put it on the market, of course, trying to make some kind of an income off of it. And I bet you if the right price comes flying, that 1122 is going to go too. And that's what I'm having. I got both hands scratching my head. Okay.
Yeah. Pro Burger and Proud said it's a head scratcher.
That's what I'm saying, you guys.
And then then you have Eagle Investment Group, which is basically a conglomeration of all the Eagle investment groups across the country, which is headed up by this guy. His last name is Cassidy, who's the CEO of Loop Media. And Loop Media does like streaming services for movies and music and various other types of movies. So like I was talking to you backstage, Dago, what if the Extreme Networks has some type of tie to Loop Media?
Yeah, that's very possible. Moto Man, thank you so much for that, brother. Hitting on that goal already. It's definitely distracting from the story. Maybe that's the whole point. Yeah, it could be. It absolutely could be. Yvonne Poole, welcome, says, is this for sure? I mean, it's already listed on that map as if it's there. So, but that's a great point, though, Matt, Moto Man. That's a great point. I mean, here, let's throw this up in the middle of this whole mix here, and let's let them pay attention to that and start scratching their heads over that. And maybe they'll forget about the case,
Yeah. And then, like we talked backstage, you had the judge who's just being lazy and inept and just throwing documents out without putting new on there.
Yeah, well, that's Mr.
I
think they're doing that on purpose to hide things so that we don't find them right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Give me a second here. I'm going to try something.
SRB said she sent a pic to you.
All right, let me see. Oh, shit. Yep, it's there. It is there, guys. It's there. Period. Here, look. Google Maps already has this listed. There you go, Robert. Check that out, y'all. Look, there's the property. There it is. It's already marked Hindu Temple. And it's only on this one so far. So I pray to God they're going to. You said 1112 and 1118. This is 1112. That's 1118. So, Jesus. This is so weird. But yeah, there it is. It's already on Google Maps. There's no memorial put up yet, Moto Man. That's gonna be they still have this listed as if the 1122 is gonna be the healing garden. That's true. Lucy's got a good point. Guys, they could probably take that house, gut it, and do a little bit of something to it, and that could be the temple itself without tearing it down. Think about that.
Yeah, she said, remember when it was labeled Wawai Park once?
Yeah. So think about that. They could go inside that house and do some remodeling and do something on the outside of it and put a marker on it and call it a Hindu temple. That makes perfect sense too. They wouldn't even have to tear that down.
True.
That is nuts. Absolutely crazy.
Molly Drake says, religious site, especially a temple of a faith that the victims did not practice without any apparent connection to the victims or the families can be seen as disrespect.
I mean, yeah. Considering that they said that they're putting that. Oh, okay. So Fizzy sent me something that said apparently this is happening a lot. The listing of a Hindu temple in Moscow, Idaho on Google Maps is very likely an error for an instance of user-generated misinformation rather than an actual physical temple. Oh, really? Google Maps allows users to add missing places or suggest edits. Sometimes users submit incorrect information either by mistake or as a prank. These erroneous listings might stay on the map until they are reported and verified as false by Google. Mislabeled private residences. So somebody could have messed around with this, and this isn't even like truly happening. But
then how do you explain Landglide? Landglide's not connected with Google.
But Landglide may have gotten it from Google. But here's the thing, though. But you said that 1112 and 1118, there's an article reading that those were sold, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if those were sold, they're doing something with those. That's pretty wild. Thank you, Fizzy. That's wild.
Fizzy says she sent you another pic.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, so she says it's not showing on hers. Did you pull yours up through Google Maps, Fizzy? Yeah, it's not. It's not showing on hers.
That's weird.
Well, somebody has access to stuff they shouldn't, maybe. Pull that up, Robert.
Huh?
You can pull that up right there real quick. That's the one Fizzy sent me there. The other one is right here. That's the same place, and it doesn't say anything on this one. This is crazy.
More distractions.
Yeah, that's a good point, guys. We're talking about stuff that we've found and that we see now. There's nothing that we have a verification on as of yet, but we don't know everything. It's just a very interesting point that it's even there. You know what I mean? Like Robert said, he was going through all this stuff, looking at different things on landowners and property owners and stuff like that, and boom, there it was. I mean, it's still crazy that it even happened. If somebody pranked it or any of that stuff, it's still wild.
Yeah, Busy Cake says, I'm just looking at discrepancies.
Discrepancies, right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
New Mexico says it's a windup.
Yeah. New Mexico 444. Yeah, that makes sense.
It feels like we're being distracted yet again.
Bingo. They know that we look at all this stuff. And again, like Moto said, it's probably in some form or another some form of distraction. It just doesn't make sense. That's why. It just wouldn't make sense to do that. But like Lucy said, guys, they could go into they could sell this off, go into this house and gut it, redecorate the inside of it, decorate the outside of it with whatever, and say, hey, this is a Hindu temple, and come in. It doesn't have to be any specific building for it to be that. It doesn't have to be built out of marble. I stand firm in saying that they are testing the Mandela effect in real time. I can't argue with you, Fizzy. I can't argue with you at all.
No, I agree with you, Fizzy.
Y'all, I'm going to say it again real quick. For those in the back, let's see how many people follow behind me. I hate this case. Truly and honestly, I hate this case.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I hate this case too. But as long as they keep trying to throw bones at us, whether they be real bones or fake bones, we need to get down to the truth and find out exactly what really fucking happened.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Westerly Wonder. I wonder, Douglas Wilson. It makes me wonder. I'd love to hear what Doug Wilson would have to say about something along the lines of that. I'm surprised Doug didn't come over here to try to put a church in or some kind of a smaller venue or something, maybe. Who knows? But that's a good point there. What Doug Wilson would have to say about it. I'd be curious. If it winds up to be true, we'll just say that much.
Yeah, because doesn't Doug Wilson claim he owns half the damn town?
Yes, he does. He probably does. Ask Lucy. She knows Doug well. Let me see here. Sorry, guys.
Hey, Beth Wagner, how you doing tonight? Tomboy says, even the U of I website says that it will be a healing garden.
The 22 property will be, yes. But there was two on the other side of it. I'm curious.
Yeah, because the 1112 house was where we saw the light bulb cam and all those all those videos of the car driving back and forth, which they claim to be Kohlberger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you have Molly walking up and down the street trying to find 1122.
Oh Lord. Just one more thing to add to the list, everybody. Is all I can say. Yeah. Westerly one. As long as you become a member of the church and then buy a K-bar, I guess you can become a member there. Yes. Interesting. This case is just insane. Absolutely insane. Good Lord have mercy.
It's like that song. It's like that that one show my daughter, she watches, Lamb Chop. This is the song that doesn't end. Well, this is the case that doesn't end.
It is. It just goes on and on, my friend. Some people started watching it, not thinking what it did. And we're forever sitting here watching it again and again. However the hell the rest of the song goes. I was trying to put my own words in there. Yeah, but yeah, it
is. I swear, when I'm 80, this case is still going to be relevant.
I would not doubt that, my friend. I would not doubt it. Guys, please make sure to hit that like button when you come through that door. Share this out. Let everybody know what we're doing. I'm hanging out here over tonight with True Crime Unleashed. Thank you again, sir, for having me. And thank you all for joining us over here. We appreciate you so very much.
You're welcome, brother. Anytime. Bianca says, I hope I make it to 80.
I hope you do too, Bianca. Someone's DNA is protected because it would uncover more cold cases. So, that's an interesting point. Yeah, we've been saying that for a while. Follow the money.
Yeah, follow the money.
That's an interesting thought, though. Someone's DNA is protected because it could uncover more cold cases from the past. That's an interesting point there, Westerly. I like that point, by the way. So what they're saying, Robert, is that somebody within this case's DNA is being protected, because if they were to, what if that's what this is all about? If they were to put out the information on the DNA that has not been released, what I believe they're saying is that it could open up cold cases that have been cold for a period of time in this area and go back to that person, and there in turn, boom. You know what I mean? That's a very interesting point, Westerly. Very interesting. Thank you for putting that out.
I mean, yeah,
I've never thought of that.
we both, you know, we both know that there's DNA being protected. Because I mean, if you look at it, they were trailing what 11 different suspects before they
11, yeah, subjects, but yes,
subject.
They didn't list them as suspects, but that they're persons of interest, which is subject, yeah.
And then all of a sudden they got tunnel vision on Brian.
Yeah, yes, with Brian, yeah. Fizzy just said, did you see the DA on Birdie? What he said about Payne as the lead detective? We have always questioned why he was put as a lead. No, I didn't get to see that. Take care, Westerly. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night. We appreciate you. Where did it go? No, I didn't get to see that. What all did they say, Fizzy? Where was it? It was on Birdie's today. Let me see. Or was it the last time the DA was with Birdie?
I know he was with Birdie last night.
DA was?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get to see that last night. Hold on here. Give me 1 second, you guys. Let me see. Show. 1 minute. I think Birdie's live now too, but hold on a minute. Birdie's had a few shows. Hold on. Trying to find the right one. Just a minute. I don't see
Lucy. Tomboy Charm. We are not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah. Was it earlier today or was it oh, okay. Fizzy's gonna find it. That's fine. Thank you, Fizz. I'm curious now. Wow. Something new every day, you guys. Something crazy and new every single day.
I think that's why we wake up and think about this damn case every day.
Kim said there's a redacted suspect above Brian's name on forensic docs. I think that's the guy that they were following around, Kim. In my opinion, of course, but
hey, Miss Potts is in the house.
What's happening, Miss Annie? Welcome. Good to see you today. Thanks for joining us today. Okay, I think Fizzy found it. Thank you, Fizzy. Hold on here. As you even have it at the spot. Let's see what Devil's Advocate had to say about this earlier, or yeah, this was just a little bit ago. Okay. Let's see what they were referring to. 1 minute here, Robert. Okay. Do you have it at the timestamp exactly, Fizzy? Okay, here we go, guys. Let's see what Mr. Lee from Devil's Advocate had to say. I hope you're having an amazing night too, Miss Annie. Thank you for joining us.
Extremely hard or called out for any contradictions. And I'm curious, like, what is the simplest answer? I don't know. Is it like part of me in my head goes, she's she's got immunity, or she's
right
talking. I don't know.
Well,
She's
again,
yeah,
playing devil's advocates. This is the thing. I think I've asked you this once before, and I told you don't need to answer. It's a rhetorical question. But what if it really was a federal investigation? What if they were really watching drugs in the area? What if they know something happened that has national security implications, drugs that are running across the border, for example, into Moscow, Idaho, and they're looking to catch a much bigger fish? Would it be impossible to say, we need to keep this investigation intact and not blow our confidential informants and all this stuff that we've been working on for decades because of something that happened? So we're just going to tell Dylan, look, you need to say certain things. You're okay. You're not going to be in trouble. Just say this. We've got your back. Maybe they even tell her it's never going to go to trial. You don't need to worry about it. This is never going to go to trial. Can you get somebody to play along with it? Because again, what if it has national security implications and they just literally say, look, all you need to do is just say certain things and lay low, shut your mouth, and we'll take care of the rest. I don't know.
Well, and dude, this is where there is the reality of this like spider web of verbiage used in the Idaho 4. You have the sweeping gag orders. You have Josh Hurwitz. You have national security. You have what we're watching with Dylan and Bethany play out with this, eyewitness testimony. So I would understand it if this is one witness to a crime that has involvement and they're playing dumb. But this long after the fact, with a defense attorney, with somebody being threatened and their life on the line for a death penalty case, with the FBI, with all this other stuff involved, to me, I would find it hard to believe that just being connected to a powerful family, and this is my opinion. I'm not saying this in every case isn't, or I'm not saying this hasn't happened in other cases, so don't get mad at me. I'm just saying, given that there's 2 survivors and then the other survivors fighting the subpoena to come back and testify is weird. And that she's okay. I'm going to pause. I'm stumbling over my words because I have so much going through my head right now. In addition, what is one thing that both Dylan and Bethany did during their interviews? I believe that Jenna also did this in their interview. What is something that at least 2 of them do, if not all 3 of them do, when asked specific questions about their whereabouts or their timeline? What did they all 3 do? And if you don't want to answer it, we'll let somebody in the chat say it from day one.
Okay, we got the right timeline. That was interesting too, but this is where Fizzy said we need to look at 11:32. It's okay, Fizzy. You're doing amazing. Thank you. Sorry about that, Robert. This is
It's
where
okay.
This is what she said was interesting. So we'll go right about there. Nope. There. We'll start there. Here we go.
And let me
a little bit different.
Let me pull another thread. Did Payne, right? Detective Payne, Corporal Payne was put in charge of the investigation. Many people question, why was Payne picked to be in charge? What, I know this sounds crazy, but this is the day we're going off the rails a little bit, right? So if the FBI, let's follow this law. If the FBI had something going on, a multi-jurisdictional drug task force investigation, for example, with national security implications going on, and if it had national security involved, it's classified. If the FBI has classified information, they can't just talk to anybody about it. But guess what? Payne is a former paratrooper with the 82nd Airborne. He's had a top secret security clearance before. I guarantee you, as a paratrooper, he's had top secret security clearance before. It would be easy to clear Payne to have top secret clearance. And now you have Payne, who's in lead of the investigation, who can have top secret clearance approved very quickly, and embedded with the FBI, who have top secret clearance, to say, look, this is a federal top secret national security situation. We need to get control of this situation. And so in that logic, you would have then the lead of the investigation for the Moscow Police Department handling things for the feds to make sure that the Fed story stays intact and that the classified information doesn't get out. I know it sounds nuts. It sounds crazy. I need to put a 10.
It doesn't, though. That really, that could explain why they brought Payne in. And maybe he had a security clearance that nobody else did for certain reasons, that they needed to have somebody like that on the case.
Well, he was a former Army Ranger, was he not?
He was in the 82nd Airborne, yes, sir. And I do believe he worked for. I do believe he was military police as well. So
Yes.
whatever
Yeah,
clearance you need to have, that right there would make a little bit of sense as to why they brought him on. That also would make sense as to why Brett Payne had nothing to do with the investigation. They just needed his name and his clearance to be able to have somebody involved in the case that has that. Does that makes it make sense a little bit? Good call, Lee. I like Lee a lot from Devil's Advocate, guys. My mods, can you drop Lee's and Birdie and Lee's both their links over here on my side, please, and thank you. That could make a little bit of sense, though, guys, because nobody understands what the hell Brett Payne's doing in this investigation because he's done nothing. So,
no, he was just given the lead detective moniker, not with the actual power of a lead investigator.
yeah, and like Moto Man just said, that explains the gag order, of course, and many other things that they've done that could explain some of the. And I'm not saying this is true, folks, because I know this is a rabbit hole situation, some of this stuff, but people were talking. I've seen rumors of people talking about some of the stuff that's been done, the audio, the video, with the word I'm trying to think of, that they've messed with the audio and video and things. There's people that have said that it reminds them of like stuff that the military does and can do and would do. Maybe that's how that got linked like that. Maybe who knows? You know what I mean? We got the Secret Service. We have the U.S. Marshal's Office. That's a question mark. We have Latah County Sheriff's Office. We have Moscow PD. We have Idaho State Police. We have the FBI. We have Homeland Security. All of these agencies involved in this. And again, I'm not disgracing or degrading how serious this crime was, but I've never seen a crime where you need all these agencies. And now we have a gentleman that was in the 82nd Airborne in the military that very possibly could have a very high security clearance within the government, and in turn is made the lead detective. Those pieces kind of fit together, don't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I mean, if it's together better than this entire jigsaw puzzle of being put square peg in a round hole.
Yep. Yep. Absolute. Wait a minute. What do we got going on here? Something was just sent to me.
Walking Yantonka told you guys from months ago this case is encrypted using standard military encryption techniques. And Motomax says we have many hands in the cookie jar.
Yes, too many hands in a cookie jar. Way too many.
Tomboy says Homeland Security is like the umbrella of all those other agencies.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of good comments. Yeah.
Oh, I know. This community is amazing, bro. They interact and they're very intelligent. So the defense made $3.6 million to date just for the defense. I know. It's crazy, Moto. It's crazy. Tonka's in the house. What's up, brother? I told you guys months ago that this case is encrypted using standard military encryption. That's what I'm talking about, Tonka. Exactly.
I just read that to you, too.
Yeah, there in turn, I was trying to go back and make sure you understood that I heard it. But there in turn, that kind of makes some of this stuff relate.
Yeah. But I'd like to know exactly where the college fits into all of this.
This is for you.
Say that again, bud.
I said I'd like to know exactly where the college fits into all of this. Yes, Tandy, exactly. We have too much butter and not enough bread.
Absolutely.
Because we all know that the college fits into this somehow. Whether it be money greasing the wheels, or the MPD protecting the college somehow. because from day one it was always the off-campus home, and just like the sororities that Maddie that Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan belong to. They did this remembrance tree. At first, it was in honor of the Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan, and then around Christmas time, please come put an ornament on the tree for those that we have lost.
Oh wow, pretty wild.
Both WSU and U of I are part of the continuity of government program that makes anything that happens a matter of national security.
Is Annie Ruler in here by chance? Does anybody see her?
No, I haven't seen Annie Ruler.
Okay, well, I just wanted to tell her thank you. If she was, she sent me off of my wish list thing that I had the whiteboard that I've been hoping to get for my birthday. It came just now in this gigantor box. So thank you, Annie, if you're in here, if you can hear me. God bless, hon, and I very much we appreciate it so much. Very cool.
Yeah. Modem Man Max says you can't leave the door open because I'm just gonna walk right in. And speaking of the door, brother, just about everyone in that neighborhood knew the combination for that front door, and you have Olivia Gonzalez even verifying that everyone that lived in that neighborhood had the combination for that front door.
Well, I had a conversation with Kim, typically unique, that Kim and a few other people not too long ago about, can you imagine how many people actually had the combination for that door? Think about when it was changed, if it was changed. Okay. First off, I showed a picture within the pictures, the ISP photo dump.
Yeah.
They took the deadbolt out of the door. Okay. And that's all they had was that stupid digital lock, which I went and looked those up, and you can get a void code for those to override off the internet. That's simple. Not to mention that door itself, I showed these guys the other day, without a deadbolt on that, you can pull a pretty nice, thick, hard credit card out of your wallet there and open that door. There's nothing else holding it closed very easily. Or you could just shoulder it real quick, Robert, and pop it open.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and okay, let's say that the lock does work. It's probably never been changed, bro. So the people that have lived there for how long and before, imagine how many people they gave the code to.
Yeah.
And how many people those people gave the code to. So everybody on campus probably has the code to the damn house, or did. It's all fact, Moto Man. It's all fact. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, just like the day of the day of the homicides, you have Brett Payne stating that he was the backdoor monitor, and this is supposed to be the lead detective that they have watching the back door of the house, while everyone else is busy in the house, not wearing booties, not wearing gloves, not wearing hairnets.
Yeah, there was no protection taken whatsoever with the steam. That's a fact. Not at all. Becky, scratch it up there. What's up, Becky? Good to see you.
Nothing.
100%. 100%. Very cool stuff.
I mean, it's just all insane, brother. It's all insane. That's why I'm like, I hate this case, but I want to see actual justice, not what we fucking got. You know what I'm saying, brother?
No, absolutely. Sorry, my son was moving this gigantic box around and trying to put things in places so that I could have room to move in here because it was a big box. So yes, I do absolutely understand, Robert. Wholeheartedly, bro. Absolutely. And I agree fully with you too. It is a disaster. A disaster. And I always have said forever that every time something bad happens, something good has to come from it. I'm waiting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I don't see
Yeah.
it yet.
Yeah. I'm waiting. I'm waiting too, and I'm getting older and older by the day.
Yeah. Yes, I just turned. Let's see if it. I was 48 years old when this case started. I'm 51.
Yeah. Let's see. I was 50 when this case started. I'm now 53.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
Like I told my wife last night, I'm technically 49 and holding.
No, you can. That's it. I got you.
Yeah.
Lucy, nothing good ever happens in a clearing in the woods. Good point, Lucy.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow,
It
this
just,
thing
I
is
mean,
nice.
it.
That's right.
We've been lied to from day one about everything, brother. I mean, everything from from the no drug connection, from just everything.
Yes,
Twizzle,
sir.
Twizzle stick, Lucy. What I miss?
Nothing. Of severe importance, Twiz. Just crazy. They're building a Hindu temple right next door to 1122, bro.
Twizzle stick. This is why people shouldn't spread bullshit.
Well, that's probably. Well, this is up on a map, bro. It is on a map.
Yeah. John Butterfield said, "I just turned 53 on 11/11."
Oh, that's wild. Like 11. Based on the way that pull the map back up real quick there, Robert. Or do you have the one that had? No, I have one here. Hold on, I'll pull this one up real quick. It's got the
that one.
No, the one that actually has it written on it now. I have it. Molly sent it to me right here. Yeah. Yep. 1 second here.
Josie West says, "I don't understand why a Hindu temple."
It doesn't make sense to me either. Go ahead and pull that up, Robert. Yeah, it's called the ARJ Hindu Temple. It's giving the directional and everything. They're putting it in right here. That where the red dot is, right there. Now, there's one on the map already that SRB found. You pull it up. It already says Hindu temple on top of the roof of the house. Yeah, it's listed as a temple now, a Hindu temple. So and we also found where people can go in and do whatever they want on these things to make it as a prank, I guess. So there's no absolute positive, I guess, fact proving it at this point, but it's still ridiculous in my opinion.
Brother, everything in this case is freaking ridiculous.
Yeah. Imagine if it got changed to Jack in the Box instead of a temple. This is insane, guys. This is so fucking insane. I swear to God.
No, brother, I swear they want us to go down all these different rabbit holes to deflect on what's really going on.
Of course. 8120 and 1122 will never be Wawawa Park. I can never say that right. I think I said it right, but whatever. Is that how you say it, Twiz? Wawawa?
I think it's why or something like that.
I thought it was 3, but either way, Wawawa Park. I could never say it right. Ever.
Twizzle Stick says, "I'll start a petition." Motorman Max. The temple will have a shrine to DM and BF. They will be portrayed in a picture of the Last Supper.
That is insane. And at this point, I don't doubt anything anymore.
I'm sorry. I cannot see walking into a religious place, getting down on your knees, and praying to the idols of Dylan and Bethany. That would be sacrilege. You're muted, brother.
I promise you, there's people that would. Yeah, I don't trust this either, Yvonne. I mean, at this point now, knowing that you can do that and you can change these things or something, I don't trust it at all. I mean, where would we look to find out for sure if this is real? But you pulled this up on a different map altogether, didn't you, Robert? What was that
Yes,
called
at Land Glide.
Land Glide?
Yes.
All right, and it shows, pull that back up real quick if you don't mind, sir. Because this shows the owners of all the properties surrounding. It shows the temple on there too. It shows, people like Kane Francis, what he owns. Saeed's dad, the properties that he owns. It shows that the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho owns the 1122 property. Eagle Investments now owns those two houses, 1118 and 1112, right there.
They also own 1126. Eagle Investment does, and if you look at this over here, Eagle Investment Group owns this over here, whatever this is over here is, and then back here you have the Moy house, which is owned by Thomas Moy.
So that's all right. Like that's where Matt Moy lives and all that shit. So we know that's all correct. They're not showing the Hindu, or they're still showing the Hindu temple on here though, right?
Yes, right here.
Yeah. It's underneath the Eagle Investment LLC name right there. It says Hindu Temple. So would they be able to Land Glide is a Google product? Okay, see, there we go. God, I love you, Lucy. I swear to God, I wouldn't know.
I did not know that.
That she knows all this shit, guys. There's a Hindu temple near the Catholic Church off of Paradise. Jesus Christ, are you serious? There's another one? Thank you, Westerly. That's insane. See the top corner? Yep, that's a Google icon right there. I see it. Look up in the top left corner, Robert. That's Google.
Okay.
If it's Google, it's not secure. Probably. Good point. Very good point. So there again, that's the map that we found that on. Actually Robert found that on there, and then it shows all the other stuff, which seems to be correct. So who knows? Kind of like Wikipedia, yeah. I just don't know what to think. Here's my biggest issue. You read an article that told you that the university had this property up for sale, and that Eagle Investments didn't, or that they were the university or Mr. Green, whoever's in charge of it, was wanting too much for it. So Eagle passed on the sale of it. So that's my other issue, is that it was even up for sale. But
yeah, because you're gifted a $500,000, or almost, I should say, almost a $500,000 home, $495,000, $5,000 less than being $500,000. You're gifted this $500,000 home, and you tear it down because you want collective healing for the community, and you let the lot set and set and set and set, and at the same time, I also found out Cottonwood Investments is
that's the other one. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Cottonwood is just another shell corporation for Eagle Investments.
So it's one of their other LLCs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
so
you
it
had
went into their hands first, and then it went into the other.
Yes.
Okay.
And the people that own Cottonwood live in California, and the people that own Eagle Investments live in California.
Okay, that's where the business is. Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's up, Bougie? Lucy, what do you think this is in all your amazing eminence of not knowing shit that you say you don't know? just asking real quick here.
Bougie says, Lucy Morningstar, I would be much appreciated if you could share much more about the knowledge you have regarding this case.
She'll say, I don't know shit. You think someone's playing game? That's kind of what I'm wondering. But do you think, like, wouldn't somebody within the university or somebody know? And then possibly because they would know that, they would try to put a stop to it? Or does it not work that way? This is where I don't know certain things about certain things. You know what I mean?
She says, I do not think any temple is legit. Any plan that is in store.
So Westerly says Biola, Idaho, 733 Taylor was also sold on 11/13 of 22 on a Sunday. Lucy, look it up. It is owned by the man that you need to look into. We discussed the LLCs on May of 2023. Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't sound legit at all, Lucy. That's why I didn't have any idea as to how to even approach it.
Yeah, it's just another fucking distraction, brother.
Well, and that's what I was saying too, Twiz. The only way it would make any sense is if they're going to tear the houses down, but they seem to be owned by that Eagle Investments Group, but that doesn't mean that they're not maybe the landlords. You know what I mean? Does it say when those were, is there a way to find out when those two houses were purchased by Eagle, Robert?
I can look into it. Westerly Wander said, 733 Taylor is the lodge that was sold on 11/13/2022. Dylan spoke of the lodge in her interviews.
Yes, she did. But I thought that meant Westerly, that lodge. I thought that was part of the Sigma Chi. When she said the lodge, I thought that's like that one part of the Sigma Chi where they did the parties and stuff at. If that's not true, then that's really interesting what you just said, because that's what I thought she was referring to was during the lodge within Sigma Chi. And they called it the lodge party. That's what I thought that was. But if it's not, it's good to know that it's something completely different.
The last 24 on the mic says property appraiser website.
That's a good point, Mike. We have to look at. Yeah, that's what I thought too. It was Sigma Chi. And that's the common area within Sigma Chi. Okay. Interesting. This is why we love you guys. You're all so very smart.
Yep. Why haven't we heard from Cy?
Because none of his stuff has been unsealed yet, in my opinion.
Because I know for a while he had that YouTube channel, but I haven't seen anything posted on it in a long while.
Yeah, right. Well, he's doing teaching right now. That's probably why. Westerly said 733 is Eagle Investments 2. Let me get you the name of the owner that I have all the county docs of the lot. Oh, thank you. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Much appreciated, Westerly.
Bianca says, great show, Robert and Dago.
Thank you so much, Bianca. We love you, dear.
Yeah, I love me
Very
some
much
Bianca.
appreciated.
733 Taylor, aka Eagle, is also affiliated to a property on Ridge Road. All facts.
Damn. I've heard that Eagle has a lot, that Eagle Investments owns a lot within this community. A lot.
It sounds just like a gigantic money laundering ring. I watched this interview. It was a while back. It was with the original owner of the 11.
I can agree.
Yeah, it was with the original owner of the 1122. I think his name was Dan Esty. And he stated that what they would do is they would funnel money into the houses there on King Road, and it would be washed and come out as rent. And after these murders, didn't the original owners of King Road walk around the neighborhood and tell the residents not to talk to police?
That was something I heard. Is that true? I'm not 100% sure, sir. I don't know.
Well, what are your thoughts on the money laundering?
I could say Bianca was here. I don't know if she still is, but she was. I would believe that. Listen, dude, I told you before, just like when me and Bertie were talking about it.
Yeah.
Outcast and I have talked about it. The custody queens and I will believe anything that you present to me in this case, short of aliens landing in the Mansfield and committing some crime that way. And that one I would even look at maybe for a second. I'll just say.
Yeah, Bianca says I'm in both Roberts and Dago's chat.
Thank you, Miss Bianca. It's wonderful having you here, dear. Guys, please make sure if you're just popping in here to hit the like button. If you have the ability, hit it on True Crime Unleashed, Robert's side and mine as well if you can. Share this out, let everybody know what we're doing in here. Ilaverio, thank you so much, guys, and thank you all of you for the birthday wishes. It was 2 days ago. I had a wonderful day. I spent half of it here with all of you and the other half with my beautiful family out here. So I got to spend it with all of my family. The whole day was amazing and wonderful, and thank you all so very much for making it that way. God bless each one of you guys.
Oh, and I delivered a birthday gift to you that night. Your Browns beat the Raiders.
A team that I absolutely hate. Aliens is the only theory I'm not open to. Well, I mean, at this point, Rach, why not? I'm just saying. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, just like that alcohol ban stop, brother. Yeah, you have the three that were stopped, and they were they said the reason why they didn't stop it, they thought the cops were fake people.
Yeah, right. Yes, we didn't know if you guys were real. What are you talking about? That sounds like something that Dylan would have put in her statement, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Eagle. Oh, thank you, Westerly. Weeks Law. Oh, I've heard that name before. Stephen Weeks. Where have I heard that name, you guys? Weeks Law.
AKA
Yeah,
Eagle.
LLC. Stephen Weeks. Yeah. Thank you. Damn. Good info, Westerly. We appreciate very much. Thank you.
Well, they just yelled stop. Why would you think
they were LA? I guess, yeah. Plus, they were in an unmarked car and had no uniforms on, so I guess I could agree with that. You know,
I thought they had uniforms on that night.
No, dude, they were plain clothes for my understanding. I think, if I'm wrong, fix me. But
I still have that body cam pulled up.
Moto Man's got a good point. The first FBI agent on scene was Mulder. They already killed Scully. You're probably right. Which would make me mad because I love the X-Files.
Yeah, so do I.
You're doing great, Bianca. You don't have to. You can hang out one or the other. They were plain clothes. I thought they were. Yeah. They were running a special. They were doing a special thing that night just for the university for that weekend, supposedly, where they were looking for underage drinkers, according to what he stated, from my understanding in that report that we read.
Yeah.
Wait a minute here. Jacob Monster, what's up, buddy? If Dylan Mortensen saw someone, how was she able to ID Brian? She wasn't. That's the problem. She couldn't, Jacob. She could not ID Brian. She said, I've never seen him before. And then supposedly said something about, I think I remember somebody's nose that big. But then in an interview, Bethany says that Dylan remarked about the nose. What's true and what's not.
Lucy says, see if that triggers a response.
Because she said, Moto Man, I definitely think that the FBI guy was there with ISP on the 13th before Fry arrived. Needs to be clad in black with a balaclava and walk past Dylan Morton. Jesus Christ. Oh, I love you, Lucy.
We love our Lucy.
That lodge building always creeped me out. Yeah. Yes, I can get it. They disregarded the cigarette smoking man. Yes, they forgot about him. That guy is the answer to everything, in my opinion. The cigarette smoking man.
Are we talking about Jose Cruz, the one that died in?
No, I don't think he has
somebody else.
This one, yeah. I saw you, Ilaverio. You're the one that got me talking about my birthday. I said thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Maybe you didn't hear me. Maybe I might have cut out.
Hey, Gen 7 says,
oh, I see you, Adrian. Okay.
The night before, she had a dream about a woman with a big nose with a mask, but in the dream, the woman was nice. Well, if you remember from some of her statements that she said that she would have dreams of being kidnapped.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And we're welcome, Adrian. That is all because YouTube's making everybody use their real deal names.
Their at names.
Yeah. 1 minute, Robert. I gotta grab some water.
Okay. Yeah, SRB, I know I hate the stupid name change too. Twizzle's tick. When will we get some real mods? Oh, on my side, Twizzle? Oh, don't make fun of Beyonce, Twiz. Oh my God, Bianca. Be careful, Twiz. Bianca's coming for your shorts.
Thank you, Westerly, very much. Appreciate it. And have a great night.
Huh? Hey. Oh, that's very interesting. Yeah, I've got freaking Twiz and Bianca play fighting in my chat. We have a question, Dago. Do you think BK will ever change his plea?
Will he change the plea or will he file some form of an appeal? Now, if I don't know, the appeal would automatically change the plea, but I think something's going to happen. I can't give a good direct answer as to the plea change thing, Beth, because I don't know. I don't know how that would work, but I think something's going to happen. We've had things thrown at us recently where people said by Christmas that he's going to file a habeas corpus. I don't know. None of that I don't know, but I would hope that within the next 2 years that something's done. Just because I want to see a trial of some form, I do. I don't think he can I don't know what the law is with that. I'm gonna have to look that up. If he can actually change his plea, or if it has to be in the form of like the appeal version of something.
Now, do you think possibly this plea deal could get overturned?
Sure. The prosecution almost basically voided it, and based on the terms of it, it can be void if any of the terms get violated. So either side could do it. Will it happen? For sure, I don't know, because I think that the prosecution is going to be real careful not to do that, because if it voids the plea, then they could go back to trial. I'm imagining. And I don't think the prosecution wants that at all.
Beth Wagner says, "I think he has something under his sleeve, to be honest."
You're talking about the defense? Yeah, I agree with you. I think there's something. I've said this since the moment he took the plea, that I believe there's something that's going to happen. Whether it's the defense puts together something and goes after the misconduct at the prosecution side, or even judicial misconduct for that aspect, or they're working something behind the scenes because he wouldn't, dickhead, that's what I call him, I'm sorry, wouldn't give the defense a continuance on this and give her time, that this is what she did to get that time to be able to work out a way to completely clear Brian's name if that's possible. They could be working that aspect or both, possibly.
But do you see maybe that Massoth might take over where Ann Taylor left off?
Well, Massoth is an appellate attorney, from my understanding, or appellate attorney. I'm sorry, appellate. I hate when I do that. I believe that she's an appellate attorney. I believe. If I'm wrong about anything, please somebody shut me down. But I'm pretty sure from what I remember looking into that she's an appellate attorney. She could. And Ann could work for them. Now, do I see that happening? I don't know. They would all work together, but she would have to be the lead on it if that were the case.
No, I hate to ask this, but have you seen the Nancy Disgrace episode where they're talking about possibly a plea violation?
Yes, unfortunately. I try not to watch her because it makes my it gives me forehead wrinkles.
Hey, don't forget that not Ashley, it's Ashley Banfield said me thanks.
Yes, me thanks. There's another idiot for you, folks.
Me thanks.
Skeletor herself. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, folks.
Yeah,
I don't like people.
I call Nancy Disgrace Voldemort.
You know, that's Hitler, guys. If you look at Hitler and then go back and watch Harry Potter, that's Voldemort right there. I guarantee you, if he turned fast, you'd see the mouth and eyes in the back of his head.
Hey, Amy Conway.
Buenos dias, Smith Amy.
But have you seen the body cam yet on the Morgan Geyser arrest?
No, I have not. And to answer your question, Fizzy, I think yes that they missed the deadline on that one. I think. No, I have not seen that body cam, my friend.
Do you want to see it?
Sure. I'm done. It's your show, bro. I'm just here as your guest. You show me what you won't. Ashley Dumbfield. I love that motto. I call her Trashley Smashfield, but it is what it is. SRB, you saw it. She saint it, boss. She saint it. No, I haven't seen that one. I didn't even know that one existed. Wait, is it a body cam or is it a
It's the actual body cam.
Candy synced it too? Okay. Yeah, I've never seen it. And SRB said she seen it. When the officer said, "You're not wanted for murder." That's great. Oh, this is the little girl that, yeah, that one. There's no volume.
Yeah, the first couple of minutes, it's yes, no, it's yeah. There's the volume right there.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is the little girl that was arrested in the Slenderman situation, and she was released to a halfway house.
Yep.
And
yeah,
then
she was released to a halfway house. She cut her ankle bracelet and escaped from the halfway house.
Oh, wow.
And that person right there is the one. They're saying he's the one that aided her, but he was released from jail the following morning, and apparently, according to a friend of mine, he saw this person on an interview on Today.
Wow. Crazy. Go for it,
Yeah,
bro.
I didn't know what to look like. I fed them. So I was calling to see, can they get somewhere for the night?
Can you turn the closed captions on, Robert? I can't understand.
Yeah, hold on.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
They find shelters for other people, but down.
Yeah, because I'm out for food. But I couldn't leave them out here. So I'm like, I didn't know what to do. So I was like, just let me call and see do y'all or something. I told them that I believe Robin's in the line.
Where you guys from?
South.
South? Like how far?
Not that far. We're not living anywhere. We'll be fine tonight.
Okay, I just want to make sure you guys are warm.
We're fine.
You sure?
I appreciate it.
No problem. I just want to make sure you guys have some place to warm and stay.
No, we're all good.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
23?
Yeah.
How old is he?
She's transgender. She's
Oh, how old is she? 23? Okay.
I don't have my ID, but
All right, well, give him your name and date of birth, but we just got to make sure you're saying who you are, you say you are, okay? You're not missing them and stuff, okay? No problem. Thank you for calling.
Here we go.
Because I don't believe you're 23. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, this is where she gives like a couple of false names and false dates of birth because she doesn't want to be found out.
Okay.
Oh,
We got
of
called
course,
here for
yeah.
a call. So just be honest. I want to make sure that you're not missing. As long as you're not missing, you can go on your way. Are you missing from somewhere? Then just give me your name and date of birth and you can be on your way.
I'm 19.
Huh?
I'm 19.
19?
Yeah.
That's fine. You're still an adult. So
Yeah. So what's your last name? No one.
I don't want to give you my name.
okay, well then we're gonna arrest you and take you an ID. We're gonna hold you an ID at the station for fingerprints. So you don't want to obstruct an officer. Give me your name and date of birth. You're not wanted for murder, right?
Right.
Well, then you ain't gonna have a problem with us. I promise you.
Yeah.
Okay? You're making it a bigger deal than it is. It is.
You notice that dude's keeping his head down the whole time. He ain't even doing nothing.
His name.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
No. Were you ever issued an ID? Or anywhere?
Yeah.
You were? Okay. What state were you issued an ID out of?
Okay. Mine was issued out of Wisconsin.
Okay. And what's your last name?
Robertson.
You spell that?
You have a middle initial?
Okay. What's your date of birth?
No, I always Robert. Son.
Oh, Robertson. Okay.
His son. I think his son. Great.
Your last name is G-R-I-E-S?
Yes, please.
Government name?
You said you what? It's your real name, right? Right. It's not a big deal. You'll be on your way, okay?
L-E-S.
Okay. You have a
First name George Robert.
No, you won't.
First name Stephanie. Sam, Tom, Edward, Paul, Henry, Adam, Nora, Ida, Edward. Date of birth April 16, 2002. Female.
Come run yours in my car. My car. Right there.
It's out of Wisconsin.
You're still running in Wisconsin, name and date of birth. I mean, unless you want to do it over there, that's even easier. Hey, what's up, bud?
You can tell she's nervous.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're going to do something like this, you should probably have a plan. You know, like.
What'd you say, Dago?
If you're going to do something like this, you should probably come up with a plan with some names and date of birth to try to get away with this, at least. Not doing it. Not doing very good at all.
No, she's basically just lying on the spot and is not going anywhere.
Yeah. What's up, Texas Ranger? Good to see you tonight.
Can we do something wrong?
No, we just got called here for a service call. So
Yeah, she's going back to jail now.
well, now you did something wrong because just come back no record on files, and that means you're lying to us about your name. Okay. So now that's obstructing. I'm gonna give you one more chance before we're gonna take you in custody and fingerprint you. Okay. So just be honest. It's not a big deal. You're making it a bigger deal.
But it is a big deal, Ossifer.
1983. Should have a
Give you
It's a
real
real
name.
big deal.
Okay. Because if he comes back, no record on file, also, which I hope he doesn't, because that means both of you are lying. I'm gonna take you both in for fingerprints. Okay. Don't make us do all that. We just want to send you on your way. No, you can't. You guys wanted for something? Why are you hiding your name? I don't understand.
So you didn't come back either, even out of Wisconsin.
I just don't want my identity out there.
Okay.
It's just personal preference.
Okay. You can have that preference, but we're gonna have that preference of taking you in and fingerprinting you. Okay. That's what we're gonna do.
Is there any way to avoid that?
Yeah, give us your right name, date of birth, and then we can go on our way. We don't want to mess with you. We don't want to take you in a fingerprint you. But if that's what I have to do, I have to make sure you're not wanted for anything, no homicides or anything like that. That's it.
I can promise you that much, and I know it. I know.
I don't know you, and you don't know me.
I know.
Okay. So give your name. Make sure you ain't wanted for no warrants, and then you're good. Stephanie, one last chance. This is your last opportunity.
So let's try this again.
Just tell the truth.
Here, what's your last name?
I didn't break the
Can we
law.
please let her go? So
You did by lying to the officer.
and you guys are loitering house statute
You're
of
loitering.
false identification at this moment, which is a Class A misdemeanor that's a arrestable offense. Therefore, you can be placed under arrest for that. Both of you, because you lied and you lied. You give me your real name.
We got dispatched here because you guys are loitering in the back of the business. It's not like we.
And there's signs posted, there's no loitering. Okay.
Slender Man
Okay, so
told me
it's not
not
a
to
big
tell
deal.
you my name.
What is your name? Don't make us arrest you and do all this extra stuff that we don't need to do.
Yeah, but there's stuff to worry about.
I know. We got way more serious things to worry about than this. But we got called here. It ain't like we just walked up and started
But
messing
you
with
might not, boys.
And not only that, but when we print you, it could take a day,
2 days,
2 days until your prints come back before we can. So you'll be in our custody until
That's
we
a good
release you.
point,
If you want to
Dexter.
sit in the cell all day, that's fine.
Then your prints might come back before him. So then that means that he would still stay at the station and you might get released. You might as well just avoid all of that and tell us your real names.
Look, if you want to stay in a cell for 3 days, by all means, we'll go this route.
I'm going up to her thing. At this point, we're just going to detain her.
Please let her go.
Then
Please let her go.
Then give him your name.
I did something wrong.
What did you do
She doesn't
wrong?
know what I did.
Okay, that's fine. I ain't.
Let me talk to you over here.
What is it that you did wrong?
I did something really wrong.
What?
47 and Cicero.
What did you do wrong?
47 and Cicero. By 500
It's not that.
Charlie
It can't,
X-ray
nothing. It can't be that serious.
378. Charlie X-ray 3727.
What was it?
We have to identify. Okay, well, you agree.
And what is your name? What's happening? We don't want problems with you. Okay. We just need to ID you. That's it.
Okay. Now, I ain't
What
trying
did
to
you have
have
wrong?
conversation for 5 days, maybe even a week. See if
What?
that's come back. Okay. Unless it's what
She
you want
doesn't
to
know my real name.
Okay. Well,
do. But
give him your real
give me
name.
your
Don't tell
information.
him.
I don't care about her records. You know, too. Okay. Can't you information? Why? Why can't you give me information? What's wrong with that? So he says he just can't give me his information.
Okay, so it's taken in custody.
And then your last name?
G-E-Y-S-E-R.
G-U. What is it?
G-E-Y-S-E-R. I promise she did not know.
G-E-Y-S.
E-R.
And then what's your date of birth?
May 16th, 2002.
So Morgan is your first name, right?
Boys, you might figure it out.
G-E-Y-S-E-R.
No.
What'd you say? You might figure her out. I think that's why she's doing it right now, because she don't like her companion being handcuffed in front of her.
Oh yeah.
Goodbye, please.
Okay, we will.
I will never see her again.
Yeah, you will.
No, I won't.
Why?
Because I did something bad. Let me say goodbye.
We will let you say goodbye, but just stand by until we figure out what's going on. Okay?
You
I
promise.
promise. I'll let you say goodbye.
No matter what I did.
Yeah, no matter.
Last name.
That's my word, okay?
Okay.
Okay. You're being honest with me.
I'm being honest. That's my name. Trust me, I didn't want to give it to you.
Okay.
You'll see why in a second. But she didn't know my name. She didn't know my name. Not my
That's all I have.
Didn't call that
I have low battery.
I don't believe that
Hold on.
her companion didn't know her name.
I don't either.
Is that your real name? It didn't come back.
That's my real name.
What's your middle initial?
E.
E?
Trust me. I
Is
didn't
that your
know.
real birthday?
Yes, May 16th, 2002.
You got E as that Edward? Okay. Middle initial.
Lucy, they took a Greyhound.
You can put them in.
E, right?
Yeah, E.
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Still working. Morgan E guys are
Okay. Go ahead and put your hands in
You
the
said I could say
I will
goodbye.
let you. You guys going to the same place, okay?
I'll tell you she didn't know.
Okay. We'll get you warm, okay? Have you ate? Have you ate anything? All right, hold on a second. Is your ID in your purse? Honestly.
It is. I know you will. It's not.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go through it. Try to get mid-low.
Get the car wash in the 145 block of Cicero. Gray Honda. I'll get you a quick note.
Hey, Ronnie, take these bags since you got gloves.
All they had to
Try
do
to
was
find an
hide
ID in her.
not out in public.
Her, she said she doesn't have one. I think she's
Yeah.
she's saying that it's really, really bad. So the only really thing bad is you'll never see me again. Is I hope she didn't commit a homicide.
If he only knew.
She's saying that that's really bad.
All right.
Homeless couple's guidebook. Okay, well, I think that was the start of it.
I'll be
You got a flashlight, bro?
Do I got a flashlight? Yeah, I got a flashlight. Go through this one for ID. Let's just do it back at the station so that it's warm. Put all that back in the thing.
This is dark stuff, right?
They must have only gotten a local. They must have only gotten a local background on them. They must not have ran it. What is that called? Through CODIS
NCIC.
Yeah, not CODIS. I said CODIS. Jesus Christ, guys. Anyway, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't run it through NCIC. Otherwise, it would have came back.
You know, when something came back on her, because it you could hear on the radio, it read off her charges. So it might not have came back on him, but it came back on her because they quickly cuffed her.
But he said he doesn't know what it was because she said I did something real bad, and he doesn't seem to think it's that serious. So
yeah, true, good point there. And I don't buy the fact that her companion didn't know her name. As you know, when she said, "Oh, he didn't know my name," I don't buy that because they came from the same town, Madison, Wisconsin. And it's very interesting that they got caught with a homeless couple's guide. Like they weren't trying to ever be found.
I guess, but here's my thing. If you know that you're wanted by the police, you escaped, why are you out in the middle of it, like broad daylight, out just in front of everybody? Is that the whole thing?
No, I was pausing it for your thoughts.
Oh yeah. That's my point. Like, you know what you did, you know that you're wanted. Why would you be out where the world can see you? Especially loitering in a business like this. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Go to the park. Go to a park or something. I mean, Jesus. You should have had a plan.
Because I guess they had just gotten off the Greyhound bus. And that was near the truck stop.
Okay. Well, you didn't get very far.
Nope.
Yeah, like we said, you should have went in the woods.
014, can we get a female, sir?
Back at the station.
Put this in your front here, right? Another
You want them at the scene or
Station.
the
Station.
station?
So let's just charge them also because of the cannabis, everything.
Yeah, for sure. They had cannabis on them, so they're going for that too.
So I guess cannabis is not legal in the state of Illinois.
No, but I'm pretty sure that's true. That's wild, though. That is wild.
Yeah, I mean, she stood there, gave a false name twice, went by Stephanie. Like it was almost like she thought in the back of her head she wasn't going to get caught,
right?
But she ended up getting caught because her companion was getting handcuffed, so she decided to blab. Oh, he didn't. They didn't know who my name and this is my name and yeah.
Right. Here you go, bud. Since you played that, throw this up real quick. This is the person that was arrested with her, speaking out supposedly. All right.
I don't hear no sound. No sound, brother.
Okay, hold on. Sorry. Try this again. All right, let's try that again. Sorry, you guys.
This is new video of Mecca in the back of the squad car right before police released him out of custody. And tonight, the APC station in Madison reports a person identifying themselves as the person arrested with Geyser, calling their newsroom saying that they're leaving Madison with Geyser and that was the best way to keep her safe. Now, here's part of that phone call.
I did not find this out until mid-morning yesterday, already in Chicago.
Find out what?
He ran because of me.
Well, Mecca, who also goes by Charlie, says the pair met at a church and formed a strong friendship. Mecca says Geyser wanted to escape because she was worried the group home she was living at would not let them visit each other.
She sobbed. She's like, they'll take away our visitation, Charlie. Please, you, and you're my best friend. And, you know that before you showed up, I was ready to drink bleach and just all this stuff. And the thing of it is, she already made it clear if I didn't go with her or not, she was still going, and she was not going back to jail. And I know what that means. At the end of the day, I followed what I thought was right, and I stand by it.
The police report says Mecca and Geyser were trying to make it to Nashville, Tennessee. Officers released Mecca with a citation notice. Mecca's court date is scheduled for January 15th.
So he was culpable to it. So
Yeah.
why not charge him for aiding in an escape?
Good point.
Officials.
All right, here's another piece on this real quick. I've been just trying to back up what you put up real quick, so everybody gets everything from it. So hold on. Yeah, they should have been. He should have been in charge too, in my opinion. But I mean, yeah, I guess not.
At Wisconsin Department of Correction. Officials at Wisconsin Department of Correction say that they issued a warrant for Geysers 30 minutes after they were notified that she had cut off her monitor.
Yeah, but Madison police say they were not notified until the next morning, roughly 8 hours later. Investigative reporter James Stratton with who knew what and when.
Tonight, Morgan Geyser is in custody after roughly 24 hours on the run. Saturday night, 9:30, Madison police say Geyser's GPS monitoring was malfunctioning. Wisconsin Department of Corrections monitors the bracelets, telling 12 News they need to go through several steps, including resetting the device, contacting the client and the facility where they stay. Geyser is under the care of the Department of Health Services, DHS not releasing much info because she's considered a patient. By 11:35, police say group home staff told DOC she was not here. By midnight, a statewide warrant for her arrest was issued, saying, quote, the DOC and the DHS both actively work to support local law enforcement efforts to apprehend the individual. However, Madison's police department says they weren't notified that she was on the run until someone from this group home called 911 around 7:46 a.m. on Sunday. Madison's police chief was asked about it Monday.
The time was not ideal, but we'll take a look at it. We'll work with DOC to figure out how do we improve on the next go around.
The state says they worked with the Waukesha County law enforcement on a nationwide warrant, but both Waukesha County Sheriff's Office and Waukesha Police tell 12 News they were not contacted by the state. The Waukesha DA saying she is angry the victim wasn't notified for hours.
Obviously, we want to safeguard her safety and the community's safety, because frankly, when she's released, based upon some of the evidence that came out previous hearings, we have concerns about the safety of the community as well.
DA Leslie Baisley says she's already speaking to lawmakers to make sure families will be notified in the future. In Madison, James Stratton, WISN 12 News.
And Madison police say it is common for DOC to notify them of warrants when they issue them. They say that did not happen in this case.
Well, I know the community of Madison were against her being released from this mental institution, and they were. I guess the group home was slowly trying to work her back into the community.
Well, if they were afraid if they feel that they're worried enough that they have to contact the victim and say, hey, this person's out, like, why the hell would you let her go in the first place? Okay.
Oh, exactly. And I guess there was also as well violent text messages or violent communications between her and this Charlie guy. And they found this out through going through her tablet there at the whatchamacallit,
the group home.
At the group home. And
I mean,
I'm kind of wondering if maybe this violent freaking messaging, and maybe she was wanting to go after the person that put her in
the victim, the original victim in the Slenderman case. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. All right, here's another real quick piece on this too. It's kind of wild, a little interesting.
She is. I saw something on Court TV about it today as well. She is set to go back to the mental hospital, not to a prison, because she has, I guess, mental health problems. So they're wanting to put her back in the mental health hospital. And
then why would she release to begin with? That's what I want to know.
I know. And her attorney said that he hopes within the next few years, the mental health facility might re-release her into another more stable and secure group home.
This is ridiculous. This whole thing is ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
This this is so dumb. This is like a complete failure of the system, in my opinion. Just saying.
Part of me still sees Morgan as the kid that she was when I first started representing her.
First at 6, the lawyer for one of the Slenderman stabbing suspects says he will keep representing her once she is returned to Wisconsin. Morgan Geyser was in a courtroom in Cook County, Illinois today. She agreed to be extradited back to Wisconsin.
She left her group home in Madison Saturday night after cutting off her GPS monitor. The Waukesha County District Attorney's Office, which was against her conditional release, says it wants to see Geyser returned to a mental health facility. It will be up to the state to decide if her conditional release will be revoked.
Questions remain about why Morgan Geyser walked away from that group home and whether she should have been allowed there in the first place.
Our Charles Benson asked Geyser's attorney, Tony Cotton, about advocating for her release and his decade-long efforts to help her.
Tony Cotton has known Morgan Geyser since she was about 12 years old, a shocking crime case that attracted national and international attention because of the reference to Slender Man. He learned from a friend over the weekend that the 23-year-old went missing.
What were your concerns at that moment, knowing that she was now somewhere out there?
So I wasn't concerned that she would be violent. My fear was sort of twofold. One, who is she with? What negative influence might have encouraged her to do this?
The other, he says, the consequences or setback for what happened over the weekend. Cotton will have to address that going forward. But he tells me he has no regrets with the decision to advocate for Geyser's release in September to a community group home after years at a state-run mental health institution.
When you were advocating for help, did you think help could really change her and help her?
Yeah, and I think, yes, and I think it did. I think that Morgan, if you look at the maturity.
Have a good night, Jen. Thanks for joining us.
1920, her understanding of mental health, her cooperativeness with treatment, her insight into her conditions, her ability to be her own advocate with the treatment providers. I mean, it's a 10 out of 10.
The Waukesha County prosecutors and the Department of Health Services raised serious concerns Geyser was not ready to be released, despite unanimous support from doctors monitoring her.
I think the doctors were all right at that time and continue to be right now.
So if someone says, see, I told you so.
Told me so what? That she people who have mental health struggles are going to have ups and downs. They're going to have good days and they're going to have bad days. They're also going to make bad decisions.
Cotton did have one big concern, and it wasn't really with Morgan, but with people fascinated by her case.
The risk factor I saw was that she could get taken advantage of by an older man, either because she wanted the companionship or because they want to form a relationship with her or whatever.
His long legal journey with Geyser, at times emotional over the years, will continue as her attorney.
I've known her forever.
How would you describe that relationship?
You know, it's still an attorney-client relationship, and it's, I would say, never changed from that. You could describe it almost as I see her as the same way I see my children, in a way that she's somebody that I care about on a personal level. I want the best for her. I've watched her grow up before my eyes.
At the time of our interview, Cotton had yet to talk with Geyser about the last 48 hours, but plans to do that as soon as she is back in custody in Waukesha County. Back to you.
So they're just gonna throw her right back in the mental hospital.
Yeah. I mean, this is crazy, bro. Hang on a minute here. I'm trying to find, I used to have this. 1 minute here.
Yeah, Pamela Smith, this guy scares me. It's been a decade, right? She's not any better.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's not.
Wisconsin.
I think this has some of the, once she was arrested, I think this shows the, it says that it has the cruiser ride. Yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
Walking Yontonka says even people with mental health issues can be extremely intelligent. A large portion of actual manipulate the system. And I think that's what she did, brother. Because she's talking to these psychologists, and these psychologists are reporting back to the judge that things. Maybe she's gaming the system here. Maybe she's telling these psychologists what they want to hear, so they so they will tell the judge, and the judge will agree. The judge will agree to release her. So,
well, she obviously needed to be medicated for some mental health issues. Obviously, that's probably part of the problem here, but she needs to be under constant supervision, in my opinion. That's part of what probably happened in that aspect. But just saying, I don't know. I'm curious to see if this shows her saying anything while she was riding back to the station, because I'd like to know if she's acting out or if she's going like manic or anything. You know what I mean? If that shows that'd be interesting to understand, because that might explain what mode she was in at that point. Let's see something here.
Convicted in the 2014 Slender Man stabbing is back in custody in Chicago's southwest suburbs. She was caught in Posen last night after leaving her Wisconsin group home.
WGN's Courtney Spinelli has video of the arrest.
23-year-old Morgan Geyser was caught here in this community more than 150 miles from the place where she was last seen. In body-worn camera video shared with us by Posen police, you can see the moment officers found Geyser last night at a nearby truck stop.
Are you missing from somewhere?
After nearly 24 hours on the run, Slender Man stabbing assailant Morgan Geyser's escape coming to an end Sunday night. An employee called police concerned about two people sleeping in the cold at this truck stop off 148th Street.
Okay, what's your last name?
I don't know why.
Reluctant to give any type of identification, and then they gave them two names, but the names that they gave them came back with nothing, no information.
Police Chief William Alexander says that reluctance raised red flags.
You're not wanted for murder, right?
Right.
Okay, then there shouldn't be any problem.
Geyser eventually gave up her real name and told officers once they ran it, they'd know what she did. She claimed her friend was innocent.
I will never see her again.
Yeah, you will.
No, I won't.
Why?
If I did something bad, let me say goodbye.
We will let you say goodbye.
Geyser and 43-year-old Charlie, a trans woman whose government name is Chad Mecca, were both arrested. Charlie, who is charged with criminal trespassing and obstructing identification, spoke exclusively with WGN's Sean Lewis, saying the pair walked from Chicago to Posen after getting off the bus.
We didn't have a real plan, just get as far away as we could. Just vanish.
Charlie says the pair met at church and became friends, and that Geyser shared her plan Saturday to escape from the group home in Madison, Wisconsin. According to an arrest report, Geyser told officers she was treated unfairly at the group home and was upset she no longer was allowed to see Charlie, who on several occasions snuck in by climbing through a window. Geyser told police she cut off her bracelet with scissors and planned to potentially head to Nashville, Tennessee.
I just wanted her to be safe and not go alone.
Geyser and a friend pleaded guilty to luring their classmate into a wooded area in Waukesha, Wisconsin when they were 12 years old. Peyton Leitner was stabbed 19 times and survived. The pair says they did it to impress a fictional online character called Slender Man. She was initially committed to a psychiatric hospital for 40 years, and despite opposition from the prosecuting attorney, a judge granted Geyser's request to move to a group home.
I'm so sorry, God.
Back in custody Monday, Geyser was taken to the county courthouse in Markham. It appears reality hits her at this point as she sobbed for more than a minute while alone in the squad car.
I'm so sorry. I wish I had it.
Geyser is set to face a judge tomorrow for an extradition hearing. In the meantime, the Waukesha County District Attorney today says that she is highly concerned the victim's family was never notified of Geyser's escape by anyone but their office. In Posen tonight, I'm Courtney Spinelli, WGN News.
Wow.
Do you realize the world of shit that if she would have, not saying she would have, you guys, but if she would have went back after the original victim and got to her and did anything, like oh my God, the shit would have hit, so much shit would have hit the fan. Truly. That would have been
we would have seen lawsuits flying.
Oh my God. That's insane. How did they, first off, did the family know that she was released?
No.
Into the halfway house? And
No.
then second off, did they know they're saying that they didn't know she escaped, but did they know that she was released to the halfway house? That's my other question at that point.
they were notified after she escaped from the halfway house. But clearly, if they were notified them about her escape, did they actually notify them that she was released to the halfway house? Even though there was Madison residents who were opposed to her being released to a halfway house because of what she did to this girl Peyton a decade ago,
Right.
with a friend of hers. I'm wondering if her friend. I'm wondering if her friend got a mental institution or if she got prison. But
I remember the story. I covered it slightly a couple years back. Hold on.
In Wisconsin.
Give me 1 minute.
Moonlit said they didn't even notify.
No, they notified her. The family knew that she was put in the halfway house, but they had no idea. That's what they just said, that she had escaped, that's really bad. Really bad.
Pamela Smith said they had that victim protected, but if anything happened, that would be crazy.
Yeah, definitely. When year did that happen in? 2014?
Yes.
All right, Robert, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Keep going, bud.
Okay. Okay. So, Moonlit, yes, but not that she escaped. Wow. I know she got Moonlit. I know she got 40 years in the mental institution. I think she should have stayed there instead of being released to a halfway house or a group home. Because I don't think she was in that group home very long when she escaped and cut her ankle bracelet off. Which he was. Both originally pled guilty, yes. But Morgan got a 40 years in the mental hospital.
I think Anissa Weir. I can never say her last name. I think
Anissa.
She was released, I think, a while back, wasn't she? Hold on a minute here. Let me check something.
Which he said their pleas were vacated and both were found not guilty by reason of insanity.
Reason of insanity. That's something. Yeah. Okay. This was 8 years ago, you guys. Hang on. All right. Go ahead and throw it up there, buddy.
Yeah, which he says Anissa got less and was released done time ago.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Morgan and I decided that we would make an attempt to fulfill the plan at the park. This was around 10 o'clock, I believe. We went to the park. I didn't realize that it was actually going to happen until Morgan lifted up her waistband and showed me the handle of the knife. We were just playing on the playground for a while. After a while, we went into the bathroom. Morgan told me to stab Peyton. I told her that I couldn't do it. She tried getting me to do it again. I told her that I couldn't do it. A while later, we went into the woods, and that's when Morgan asked me whether or not she should do it, and I just wanted it to be over with. So I said, just go berserk, do what you have to do. And Peyton was then hurt. And,
so how was she hurt?
Morgan jumped on top of her and stabbed her repeatedly.
And what happened at a certain point, the two of you left?
Yes. Afterwards, I told Peyton to lay down and that she would lose blood lose blood slower, pardon my slip up. Then Morgan and I left and ran.
Now, why did all of this come about? Why did you have the plan?
I went through with it because I guess, okay, I'm sorry, could you restate the question?
Well, why did you develop the plan to kill?
We developed, okay. I thought that it was just about proving that this fictional character existed. But I have no idea what Morgan's motivations were. I thought it was just about proving that something most people thought wasn't real was.
So this is, and who are you talking about?
The character?
Right.
Slender Man.
All right. Why did, what motivated you to conclude that you had to kill someone in order to follow through with whatever program you had with Slender Man?
It wasn't my idea. Morgan came to me one day telling me that we should prove that Slender Man existed. And I asked her how, and she said we had to kill somebody. And I said, okay, because I thought it was just a joke, honestly. I didn't
Robert,
think
pause
it was
this.
actually going to happen.
Yeah.
But
I can't. It's on your side.
I was telling you to pause it, and I had to. Sorry. Anyway, do you think she's telling the truth here, Robert, or do you think that she was taking care of herself, basically throwing Morgan under the bus and saying Morgan did all this and so on and so forth? Because I have a feeling.
I think I know the feeling that you got. She's trying to save her own ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. I think she's full of it, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion, you guys.
Because she's just as culpable as Morgan in the stabbing.
And nobody knows. Nobody's gonna know whose idea it was or whose idea it wasn't. I think she's just like, she did it. She did it all. I didn't agree with her. I didn't want it, but she forced me to do that kind of shit. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I was just showing this to you guys real quick to remind you guys of the original case itself and the testimony that Anissa gave. Sorry, go ahead, Robert.
She was there. So that means she was a part of this crime. And with her saying what she's saying here, she's basically trying to save her own ass and throw Morgan Geyser under the bus.
Yeah.
By telling Peyton a way to lay or sit that she won't bleed as much.
Yeah, she's trying to make it sound good. Like she was the savior. She would have been the one that, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry. She's just as bad as the other one. That's my opinion, guys.
Yeah, Pamela agrees. Pamela said this girl is just as bad.
Yep, 100%. I agree, Pam. Hold on. There was something else I had too, but 1 minute.
Josie West said she didn't try and stop Morgan either.
Bingo.
I mean, and what sucks about this entire scenario is the fact that instead of sending Morgan to prison, they're sending her back to a mental hospital.
Well, I believe she needs mental help, but I still think she needs to be punished for her crime too. That's my opinion. But.
Yeah. And because originally she was sentenced to this mental hospital for 40 years.
And spent what? Not even a quarter of that?
Yeah. And she spent about a decade in the mental hospital, telling these psychologists that she's better, she's this, she's that. When I think she was actually gaming these psychologists so she could be released because she didn't want to be there.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, I can agree with that. Throw this up real quick, guys. This is the actual victim. This was put out 6 years ago. She survived the attack that they had. For those of you that aren't familiar with this case, it's a pretty wild case. It's wild. I'll just say that much. If you hadn't never heard of it.
Do you feel like you're a survivor?
Yeah, I shouldn't be alive. I really shouldn't after what happened.
For the first time, Peyton Leichner is talking about that day 5 years ago. 3 12-year-olds at a slumber party, and the next morning, a walk into the woods to play hide and seek.
Do you remember leaving the park to go to the woods?
They just wanted to go on a walk, and I didn't think much of it. It's just a walk. It's in Waukesha. Like, what bad stuff happens in Waukesha, Wisconsin?
Peyton was stabbed 19 times and left for dead by her own friends, who later blamed the fictional character Slender Man.
Morgan handed me the knife, and then I started to count again. When I was 5 feet away, I said, now, go ballistic, go crazy, stab, 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 stab.
The suspect lured the victim into the woods. All 3 of the girls are 12 years old.
Who's ever heard of 2 12-year-old girls planning for 6 months to kill one of their best friends?
The whole time, Peyton was screaming through agony. I didn't want to do this. I was afraid of what would happen if I didn't.
It's Friday night in Waukesha, Wisconsin, a Milwaukee suburb. Peyton is getting ready to celebrate her best friend Morgan Geyser's birthday at that slumber party.
Peyton was so excited.
The girls met in 4th grade, Peyton drawn to Morgan because she was a loner who needed a friend.
I just realized something, Robert, with this clip. Hold on a minute.
I'm starting to wonder about our judicial system, brother.
You're starting to wonder? I've been wondering, bro. Hold on a minute here. So that's partially how that all started and went down, but now we get to this point here.
But Miss Geyser,
hold on here. There we go.
And with Miss Wire to kill and wanted to kill the victim. The reports show that she was stabbed 19 times in the body, torso. And was basically left to bleed to death.
It's been nearly a decade since 2 preteen girls lured their classmate to a Wisconsin park and stabbed her repeatedly, nearly killing her, all to appease a faceless online and fictional character known as Slender Man. Now, nearly 10 years later, one of the former preteens is asking a judge to release her from a psychiatric hospital. Anissa Wire and Morgan Geyser were just 12 years old when they attacked and stabbed their classmate Peyton Leitner 19 times, leaving her for dead. Geyser held the knife and stabbed the victim, while Wire egged her on. She thankfully survived the horrific attack after crawling to a nearby road, flagging down a cyclist passing by, who then called 911. Wire and Geyser told police at the time they stabbed Peyton to earn the right to become Slender Man's servants and protect their families from him. Wire would ultimately plead guilty to attempted second-degree intentional homicide. She was sentenced to a psychiatric facility, but in 2021, she was granted conditional release in order to wear a GPS monitor, but the monitor was removed 2 years later in September of 2023. Now in her 20s, Morgan Geyser wants her turn. She's asking a Wisconsin judge to free her from the psych hospital like Wire. Geyser was back in court this week as her defense attorneys argue for her release. The first witness from the state during the 2-day hearing was Dr. Deborah Collins, who has evaluated Geyser since 2014, just months after the stabbing. Dr. Collins said her initial impression of the then 12-year-old was that she was not well and presented as odd.
My initial impressions included that Ms. Geyser was not well psychiatrically, that she had experienced trauma certainly in the commission of the offenses, and that she also presented as quite odd during the 2.5-hour interview I had with her. So her mannerisms were odd, her expressed emotions were inconsistent, sort of incongruous to what had occurred. At one point, she burst into tears when the threat of her Harry Potter friends not being present to her coming back was broached.
Dr. Collins would go on to evaluate Geyser on several occasions since she was first arrested in 2014. She testified at the time of the stabbing, Geyser suffered from unspecified schizophrenia.
What was the mental condition that you diagnosed her as suffering from at that time?
As I recall, the mental condition was unspecified schizophrenia spectrum and other psychotic disorder.
Do you know at what point between June of 2014 and authoring that report in 2016 that you came to a diagnosis of unspecified schizophrenia spectrum?
I do not know precisely. It was a process, though. It wasn't a conclusion arrived at within a day or a month of contact with her, for example.
Did you believe that she still carried that diagnosis at that time?
Just so you guys know, this is a year ago, okay, that this went down, that they thought, her attorney thought it and pushed for her to be released. With this doctor making these statements, I have no idea where the parents were. Good question, Pamela.
Or was it just that there was a history of it?
I was certain that there was a history of it. I acknowledged in my report the diagnostic conundrum that had been presented by this case in the interim between the 2022 evaluation and present.
And what is that conundrum that was presented?
The conundrum occurred in the fall of 2022 when Ms. Geyser told her treating psychiatrist that she had never heretofore suffered from psychotic symptoms, but rather that she was faking those or mimicking those from others in order to, and that she had begun to do that immediately following the offense, in this case, the index offense, and that she had done that to assure that the home in which she was sexually abused by her father repeatedly was one that she would not return, and that she would stay in a mental.
What did you think when you were presented with that information of her indicating she had never experienced psychotic symptoms?
What I acknowledged in my report again is that diagnostic conundrum. What I also
Are you still want to go try to get that loan tomorrow?
is that in the wake of disclosing that she had never suffered psychotic symptoms, or her perspective in 2022, she underwent a significant treatment change. Withdrawn from her treatment was an antipsychotic medication. And in the wake of that medication change, so in the fall of late 2022, through the time I met with her, she had exhibited no objectively noted recurrence of psychotic symptoms.
Was she offering any explanation either to you or in any of the records you reviewed at that time why this underlying offense occurred?
She has maintained that it had to do with the delusional, my word, delusional or characterization of imperative of becoming a proxy for Slender Man and avoiding her family and her co-defendant's family from being killed.
But wasn't she now claiming that none of that was true, that she didn't really believe that at the time the offense occurred?
No, it's not that she said she didn't believe that. It's that she said that wasn't accompanied by psychotic symptoms. She described it more like a fanciful belief of a 12-year-old who had been from an abusive family.
Geyser petitioned the court for conditional release twice before, but Dr. Collins says she wasn't ready, specifically pointing out one incident where Morgan attempted to commit suicide in 2021.
She made the suicide attempt at night when her roommate was asleep, and it was quite serious. As I recall, she told me that she had broken blood vessels in her eyes, for example. She had exited her room and staff immediately intervened after she attempted suicide.
Was her exiting of her room to try to get help because she couldn't free herself from the cord she had put around her neck?
I believe so.
And staff ultimately had to cut that cord to free it?
I believe so, yes.
And there was some significant injury as a result?
Yes, it's described in the record, and in fact by Ms. Geiser herself as a serious attempt.
At least between the offense on May 31st of 2014, there had been no attempt to harm anyone until this attempt to harm herself. Is that right?
Not precisely.
Why is that?
There had been other attempts at self-injurious behavior, not suicide, but self-injurious behavior. So previously at the age of 18 or 19, for example, Ms. Geiser had swallowed batteries, for example. I believe she was also known on occasion to scratch or cut. Not serious suicide attempts, but those were other acts of self-injury.
And it was a good idea to release this girl.
No, I'm thinking it wasn't a good idea to release this girl.
Jesus God. I mean, it's a good thing that they caught her when they did, folks, in my opinion. I mean, this girl could have done anything to anybody at the drop of a hat, in my opinion. If she's having these types of issues, I mean, a lot of self-harm, I get it at that point, but we don't know where she's at. As her mind has grown and she's become an adult, who knows what that has twisted into? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without the proper medication, without the proper supervision, that could be horrendously dangerous to the public. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, and see what I was thinking about last night, when I saw that, when I saw that homeless guide for for couples.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could have, I don't know if Charlie would go along with it, but they could have easily turned into serial killers. And
I mean, yeah, Bonnie and Clyde type groups of people, sure.
Yeah, or they could have committed another murder and become, because they're transient.
It's very hard to find them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been very hard. People like this get desperate when they have no ways or means to survive. And with having a mental health issue or multiple mental health issues as your background, I mean, I can imagine the things that could have possibly, we don't know anything about this Charlie guy, but I think I think he's got some pretty serious issues too, probably.
Yeah, Twiz just said Charlie's crazy too.
Well, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna have to agree with him. To get involved in a situation like this, you got to have something that's not right there. So,
yeah,
put the two of them together in a situation that becomes dangerous. Yeah, that could have and being, like you said, being transient, they could have like just repeatedly done bad things to people and gotten away with it without being found. Now, I'm not saying that they're geniuses, but being out in the world like that, it's easy to hide. So that's a scary situation to me.
Yeah, traveling serial killers or spree killers, as a matter of fact. But
killer, yeah.
Yeah, they could commit a crime in Chicago and then disappear. Like what's his name said, Charlie, is that they were headed to Tennessee.
Right.
So what would stop them from committing a crime in in Illinois and then disappearing to another state?
Right. Pamela just said, when I heard that she escaped, I immediately thought she would make her way to Chicago, which I live close to, and ends up she did. And that many places en route to, they could have done multiple things. That's the scary part. You just don't know. So
yeah, they walked from Chicago to Poton, Illinois, which is about a 25-minute trip by car. So I wonder how long it is on foot.
I wonder if they hitchhiked at all, possibly too.
Now, Charlie said that they walked from Chicago to where they got arrested at.
Well, 25-mile or 25-minute ride in a car on foot, that's probably a good 2-3 hour walk. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Still crazy situation, guys. On we go.
And I think I was a little confused in reading the reports. Maybe you can clear this up. Was there multiple occasions of swallowing batteries or just one?
To my recollection, there was only one.
And that wasn't the only cause for concern. Dr. Collins also testified she made concerning statements during her individual therapy at the state mental hospital.
So the comment she made during an individual therapy session, kind of an emotion-charged individual therapy session in which Ms. Geiser has invested herself. So she's done a lot of work in individual therapy. But the comments that were memorialized in the clinical notes from the session on October 24th included, quote, "How do you think I was able to repeatedly stab my best friend and," referring to the co-defendant, "thought she was all the brains. I was pulling her along too. I didn't care. I couldn't care. I've never known how to care." End of quote.
That's something that stood out to you in your review of the records, true?
It stood out. I wasn't sure how to put context to it. So I knew, for example, that had been said. I acknowledged in my report that could have been merely emotion-charged comments made in the face or in the context of therapy, which sometimes happens. For anyone who's been in therapy would know. On the other hand, this is quite recent to petitioning for conditional release and suggests, at least in that moment, a callous perception of herself. She later talked with her therapist about that and put that in terms of a question. So she reframed it and said, "How could I have cared if I did this to my best friend?" But the recency of it relative to her petition for conditional release, the reference to her co-defendant, and to herself, that was a potential red flag, at least for me.
Enough to give you pause as to whether or not she's appropriate to be released at this point.
Enough when taken in the context of the totality of information in this case, not just in isolation.
When asked if Morgan Geiser still presents a significant risk or harm, Dr. Collins said yes. But under cross-examination, Geiser's attorneys offered a different reason as to why the stabbings happened, as they mentioned the sexual abuse Geiser suffered through by her own father.
Tell the court a little bit about that abuse. What is she reported?
She reports that the sexual abuse, was perpetrated by her father, and that it goes back, or it started as early as she was forming memories. She reports that she tried to tell or communicate that to her mother, that there were red flags, but those weren't heeded. She recalled, for example, during one interview with me, that she would resort to sleeping on the floor because she knew her father couldn't get down to the floor and back up. Ostensibly, she said she did it to be near her guinea pigs or pets, but it was really to avoid the sexual abuse. She reports that her father watched her shower. She reports that her father was often, she knows now, under the influence of drugs and alcohol.
Right. And her mother was where?
Often at work.
Not in the home to protect her.
Correct. And compounding it is that when Ms. Geiser told her mother did not either heed what Ms. Geiser told her mother or believe her.
Dr. Collins testified Geiser has made progress over the years, but when asked by Geiser's defense attorney if there would ever be a time she would be ready for release, Dr. Collins said yes, but not right now.
But if it is, if it's granted, and if over the next coming months, call it 2 months, you don't say a number of months in your report, but call it 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Over that period of time, if Morgan continues on the track she's on and continues doing the things that you described here, then you would say it's appropriate for her to be in the community, right?
There will be a point when I anticipate she will be, or believe she will be ready for conditional release in the coming months.
Okay. How many months is that, if you had to estimate? Is it 2?
I don't know.
Let's just assume hypothetically, the path that you've seen with Morgan, the positive trajectory you've seen, let's just assume it continues exactly as you've seen. Is 2 more months at Winnebago sufficient?
My best estimate would be 6 to 12 months.
The next psychologist to take the stand was Dr. Brooke Lundbaum, who had evaluated Geiser since 2014, shortly after the stabbing. She also testified about Geiser previously saying she had faked her psychotic symptoms, but that claim didn't line up with years of observation and treatment.
Did you ask Ms. Geiser about her claims that she intentionally manipulated the court and mental health providers into believing that she was NGI in this case?
I did.
And what was Ms. Geiser's response to that?
Well, there was quite a bit of conversation about that because it is inconsistent with the data. So I did in fact confront her with various observations and contradictions that have existed across time, including my own observations. She, throughout all of that, again, was insistent that she had essentially faked it. She had told me that she decided, essentially once reaching the age of adulthood, that she felt safe that she would never have to go home to her family home, and that's why she essentially decided to come clean. When I had asked her about, well, how could anybody essentially trust her self-report given this claim that she, for the long term and in a very advanced manner apparently, faked mental illness. How could anyone believe her self-report? She essentially told me, well, I guess you can't. In my report, there's an actual quote, but the gist was, well, I guess you can't.
So there's an acknowledgement by Ms. Geiser that credibility is a huge problem here.
Correct. There does seem to be a significant issue with the change in conceptualization and her own way of describing her mental illness that raises significant complications in being able to understand her mental illness in particular, but also being able to understand the trajectory of it, what may result in decline potentially, and how to effectively manage that mental illness. And that's very important given that all indications suggest that her illness was in large part to the index offense, that severe violence, in large part related to the symptoms she was experiencing.
Is planning, safety planning, and thinking about stressors one might encounter on conditional release an important part of an evaluation of whether someone's ready?
It is.
When you asked Ms. Geiser if she thought she might face stressors that could cause her to decompensate, what did she tell you?
She did not believe that she would face stressors that could cause psychiatric decompensation or behavioral decompensation. She, to her credit, was aware that she may face stressors or barriers related to having this index offense on her record and having a level of notoriety because of the high publication of her story.
Does that make Ms. Geiser a danger to the community?
What is very concerning to me is that contradiction of her self-report compared to years worth of data. I mean, thousands upon thousands of pages of mental health records to compare her self-report to. It's inconsistent. It doesn't line up. And so there's a significant concern about the reliability of what she says in her presentation and being able to understand where things actually are within any given moment of time.
Under cross-examination, Dr. Lundbound similarly echoed Dr. Collins's concerns about Geiser being freed on conditional release.
Now, I want to turn to kind of the big elephant in the room here regarding the kind of change in her conception of her psychosis back in 2014 and in the years following. Would you say that that is your biggest concern and what gives you kind of pause to say that she is ready for conditional release or not?
I would say it is a concern. I have several, though, as I would document in my report, but it is a significant concern as part of this particular petition.
And fair to say, neither you nor really any of the medical professionals can say for sure, you know, kind of what the truth is in terms of symptoms at the time being feigned or not, right?
Well, so what I can say is this. There is, her mental health is well documented, very closely observed from 2012 until today. As she was a juvenile, she actually had one-to-one supervision, which led her to be under close microscope, if you will, where staff was in constant communication, constant observation of her behavior, her adjustment. Through all of that, for several years, there was consistency in both her self-report as well as with the observations of her, which substantiated the presence of psychosis. That has alleviated. So there's also evidence of when she has taken antipsychotic medications, there was noticeable improvements with that particular treatment. So I would say that the evidence is supportive of a history of psychosis. There's also evidence of anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress. There's also her young age, fantasy that can complicate things. There is indication both by her self-report, but also in the records of some exaggeration at times of symptoms, potentially to get out of things that maybe she doesn't want to partake in or to facilitate more comfort for her in the institution.
Although she testified Geiser hasn't thought of the fictional Slender Man for a while, Dr. Lundbound was adamant there are still concerns about her release.
So not only is she has she been multi-diagnosed with mental health issues that are pretty severe. She also knows how to manipulate using those diagnoses. That's dangerous, folks.
That's why I said she's gaming the system.
Real dangerous, guys. And somebody like this out in society, good Lord, help everyone. Just saying.
Yeah, exactly.
So now my question, Robert, is did Charlie manipulate her? Or did she manipulate him?
I think she possibly manipulated him.
Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that he's not wrong, because he is. And he probably has his own, set of diagnoses, but I do too. I think she's a dangerous person, folks. Like truly and purely 100% unadulterated dangerous, period.
Exactly. I mean, if she can admit to a psychologist that she faked everything up until she was an adult.
Yeah.
Because she knew she wasn't going to have to go back home to the family home. What could stop her from faking anything?
That's bingo. Excuse me, bingo. I mean, this is crazy. And that I'm surprised that that attorney hasn't been under hotter water for pushing for her release like he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think she shouldn't go back to that mental hospital. I think she should go to actually fucking prison.
Well, I mean, there are hospitals for the criminally insane.
Yeah.
And they have places like that. That's where I believe she should be. Prisons they're basically a prison hospital combo type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We have one here in Kansas. It's called Larned. It's one side's a prison and one side's a mental hospital.
Oh, there you go. That's what I believe that this girl.
Prison and one side's a mental hospital.
That's where I think I feel like she belongs there. I'll say that. Sorry.
Yeah. It's pushing 3 hours, and I know you're probably getting tired, Dago.
Oh no. It's on you, bro. I was ready to however long you need to be. I've been whatever you want to do, bro. I'm good. So yeah. We can call it quits. When you got me into that side of that case always interested me, and I have a lot of stuff on it.
If you want to, we can set up another live to go over just that case.
Yeah, we can go back over another time. Absolutely. 100%. But I always had a high interest in that case. It was very interesting to me on how that all went down, the mental illness issues that were involved in it. I kind of followed the when she was pushing for the release and all that. I had the same feelings. I talked to my wife about it with her background, her degrees in psychology and stuff. I asked her her opinion. Hold on. I asked her opinion on this, and she's like, no, that little girl does not need to be out in society, so on and so forth. I agreed with her, and here we are. We see what happened. And this could have been. This is a very good thing that they caught her, in my opinion, when they did, because God knows what could have happened at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Typically says the state doesn't want to pay for long-term hospitals at Dago. I have so much to say about that.
Oh, I got you. Robert, you've been around, and most of my crew that's in here has. Well, I talked about mental health a lot because it's a big problem. It's a huge, in my opinion, it's a huge part of today's crime that we deal with.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of undiagnosed people. There's a lot of people that have no medication. There's a lot of people that. One of the biggest issues I've argued for years now, you guys, and you'll remember this, is that the mental health in-house mental health facilities that don't exist anymore, that need to, I think would solve some of the issues that go on in the world right now, but it doesn't. So again,
Josie West says Wisconsin has Winnebago for mental illness.
Okay. Well, it's another, we could do a whole other show just on mental illness, guys. I've done it before because mental health is real. It's a real thing. And I
Oh,
think
yeah.
a lot of the crimes that we see going down, a lot of the issues within the crime community is that, it's based on mental health. I'm not saying it's the answer to all. I see there's a lot of criminals out there that try to blame it on mental health, and it has nothing to
Yeah.
do with it, but it's just a thing. But yeah, we could definitely do this again, because that case in itself has always mesmerized me. There's something about it that just is, and that's the whole thing. Is Morgan Geyser like a genius when it comes to this stuff? Is it, is she truly that much of a manipulator, or is it all mental health? That's where I'm playing with that one in my mind. It's crazy. It's always mesmerized me because of that. So
Yeah, I think yeah, I think she might be not a criminal mastermind, but skilled enough to where she knows how to trick the system into doing what she wants it to do.
yeah, and I don't get me wrong, you guys. I truly believe that Morgan is very highly mentally ill, deeply. Okay, but at the same time, I feel that she's like, it's two things can be right at one time. I feel that she's severely intelligent, and that scares me to death. Honest to God. I mean, this is somebody that could grow up to be, like you said, a serial killer, a spree killer, something like that, and work the system in a way that you shouldn't be able to.
Especially if she she had the couple's homeless guide, and if you're homeless, it's very hard to track you.
Sure.
Yeah, because you don't stay in one spot long. You're transient. So is this a couple's homeless guide a start at something bigger?
Yeah, right. I mean, that's a good question to ask, in my opinion, sir. That's a great question, Kim. I'm going to look into that too. We may have to do another show about this and like really delve into this, because I have always wondered what I just said to you. Is she truly just mentally ill, or is she truly mentally ill and a very dangerous criminal in the background as well? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just I'm just very curious. Now that she's older, she has gained more intellect. Her intelligence level has grown, and it's got to be scary. It is. It scares me. I'm sorry, but people like this in society, it's very scary.
Yeah,
So,
especially you have her lying to those cops about her birth date, about her name. I mean, she gave 2 false birth dates twice, and then 2 false names. But in the end, I think what it took to get her to crack and tell the truth was her companion being arrested in front of her.
Yeah. No, and that shows that she has compassion, which is good. But why? What depth of compassion do you have for other people, and what people? Where does it stop? Where does it start? That kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And even he stated that he just wanted to get her out of Wisconsin, but he didn't come off as he knew that she escaped and she'd cut her bracelet, but he wanted her to get out of Wisconsin.
He said that she was going. I think he knew. He said that she said she was going one way or another, whether she escaped or didn't escape. So he took that as she was going, like she was going to take her own life, I believe. So he was trying to help her, and I believe that he may be playing the game too a little bit to keep himself out of trouble. Do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I
know. Because if you look at it now, he's out and walking free, and she's locked up. Yeah, she's locked up.
Yeah, well, let's see what Mr. Charlie there has it. What happens next in his life? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's just a wild situation, you guys. I'm glad you brought that one up though, because that one always, like I said, it always mesmerized me. The psychological aspect to that one. That's my thing, guys. I love the psychological thing and the things in these cases. I've always followed this stuff because it irks me. It's interesting to me. So, good to see you, Foxy. Either way, though, Like Robert said, guys, I'm trying to see where we're at. 2 hours in, 2.5 hours, almost
2 hours, 2 hours, 54 minutes.
So that's probably going to do it for tonight here. I'm sure you're tired, my friend. And I appreciate you having me. Again, it was a great show. Great show.
Yeah. And I appreciate you accepting my invite, brother. I mean, yeah, if you want to do this again, I'm not free Monday because I'm going to be moving, but anytime after Tuesday, I'm free, and we can go over the Slender Man case.
Yeah, maybe I'll have you join me on my side this time, and we'll pull it up and go back through it and see what else we come up with when it comes to this one, because I'm curious.
Oh yeah, same here. Yeah, as soon as I heard that she was finally caught, first thing I thought was, why did they release her anyway?
Well, there you go, right there, guys. That's why I wanted to show a little bit of that, to show you the push that her attorney and all them made to get her released, and they let her go. They put her in this halfway house. She got out, and God, like I said, thank the Lord that they caught this girl in time with this other person, because who knows who that is, what that person's like. But a lot of things, bad things could have happened. Like you said, the thing that really triggers my mind on this one is the transient side to this, because there's a lot of transient killers out there, folks. Facts are facts that will come in and out of their shadows, do what they got to do, and disappear. And this could go on for forever, years. There's cases that like this that have gone on for years, and you never get an answer. It's crazy. If they're good and smart, she seems pretty smart to me. That's all I'm saying. So,
but he doesn't.
Well, that's the there's brains and there's muscles, and I think she would have been the brains, and he would have been their lack of muscles. But
yeah.
Just saying. So great to see everybody here. Thank you guys for jumping over here with Robert at True Crime Unleashed. Please make sure, if you have not yet, subscribe to his channel. Please do, guys. Hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss anything Robert puts out. I appreciate all of the meatballs and all of the community jumping over here with both of us tonight. It's been a great show, great conversation as always. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow on my side of things.
Robert,
thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome, brother. Yeah, you're welcome, brother. If I'm not on panel with you, I'll be in the chat because I'll probably be driving. So
sounds good. You guys don't forget to love yourselves, love each other. Don't change a thing. You guys are beautiful people. And most of all, importantly, most importantly is what I was trying to say. I'm sorry. Know your own worth, folks. That's the most important thing. Nothing but love to every one of you guys. And I will see you very soon.
Oh, Bianca. She goes, Robert, I adore you.
Thank you, Bianca. We love you too, sweet.
Everyone have a good night.
Take care, guys.
Glass heart shatter in the middle of the night. Tiptoe screams, but she turned off the light. Masked man walking in the floorboards creak. Saw a death shadow, but she chose not to speak. Phone on silent, eyes wide shut. Truth on lockdown, mouth sewn shut. 4 souls gone while the moon stood still. But she's a survivor, yeah, that's a tale they sell. We saw the ghost in black. He even walked right past. But you froze and faded out while the world let out. Worry silence in the hallway, heartbeat on the floor. You saw the monster that did 911. Truth tastes bitter when the lies get thick. Pretty little witness, but the story don't stick. Dance with danger while the innocent die. Now the whole world's asking you why. Silence in the hallway, nobody heard the cry. Hours went by and the sun came up.